They're all naked. I said, you've been in Playboy. She goes, yes, but I got paid for that. I said, I'll give you a couple bucks.
Did you?
Now she laughed and walked away.
You didn't show up.
And didn't show up.
No, she's not
I just
coming
wanted to
down.
say hi, that's all.
That's it? Okay.
Just check in.
Good. See ya.
I did post a picture on the fan page of Judy Tenuta from Hito. A buddy of mine, I remembered that photo and asked him to send it to me. He had dropped a bunch of drinks right in front of her table, and she wasn't very happy. So they put the wet floor sign out, and he changed the floor and put a piece of paper with something else in front of it, right in front of her table.
What was it?
It begins with a P.
No.
And then we took a picture of it, and she saw it and got pissed off.
Sure she did.
Iggy, since you're always naked, do you care to show us how big you are, fella? Hold on, there's more, Doug. I lost it. Also, cut or uncut. Thanks. It's from Mr. Nipples.
Oh, come on.
Didn't he live on that peninsula?
Don't need to know
Illinois?
that.
You want a D pic?
Clip that off. That's what he was asking for.
I'm not always naked. At Hito, yes. Around my house, no.
You just wake up when you get your shower and leave the hotel room. You just have nothing on at all when you walk out.
Because I'm on the nude side. So I don't have to wear clothes there. Now, if I go down the other side to dinner and that, yes, you wear clothes, but not on the nude side.
But in the
What's the name of
disco,
the last gay bar you went to?
The Buggy Whip in Palm Springs. Last time I was there, I went home with a guy named Jose.
John Voight, sir. Mickey Donovan to you. How about doing a TMA live at the disco? Join us for a night of men, dads, lingerie, robes, and fries. Thanks, Eric in the Central West End. Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Ryan Kelly is here. I'm Randy Carricker. And Ryan, when I bought my house, and this was a long time ago, it took a long time to close. It doesn't take as long to close now, does it?
Well, not if you're working with the experts. You know, we invest a lot in training, technology, everything that we can to really improve the customer experience when you're buying or refinancing a home. And we're known for that. Like, we have some of the best tech in the nation right now that enables us, or allows us, I should say, to get your tax returns, to get bank statements, pay stubs, all that digital. So we don't have to wait for that. And then we make underwriting decisions day one and then get you to the closing table. And in fact, Randy, we just launched our 10-day closing guarantee at thehomeloanexpert.com. 10-day closing guarantee. Whether that's a purchase or a refinance, we can have you in the home of your dream or get you that cash out within 10 days. And I'm telling you, I think that's the fastest in the nation. We truly want to earn your business. We are the experts. Our closing times are faster. Our rates are lower. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled-high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:06 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. This is the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. We are in our Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, Virgin Pringle, Sauce Boss, the Plowhawk, and filling in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Wellington. Listen to the gallery. Michael, this gallery is fired up to have you in.
What a greeting. That's incredible. I mean, I'm honored to have this early tea time with you gentlemen, and certainly honored to give Doug a few days off so he can rest. But the real honor is to be sitting right next to this legend, Mr. Ken Strode.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
The honor is all mine, buddy.
Should be fun. Thanks for the invite, boys.
We are looking forward to having you. You will be on today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Doug returns from the Hamptons. You've been to his place in the Hamptons. Really nice. What a wonderful pier he has. Right on the water.
We stopped by there at Shinnecock, if memory serves.
That's correct. That's where you and Nagel resided. We have so many things, and I mean so many things to tend to on today's program, in addition to the Cardinal playoff schedule being announced. A 1 o'clock game tomorrow, 7:30 on Saturday night, 7:30 on Sunday if necessary, and whether or not that leads to an increased percentage of tribbing. I think it does. I think it is the maximum tribbing output. Maybe Sunday day game for the brunch crowd would be better for tribbing. But I think a day game on Friday, night game on Saturday, night game on Sunday is the highest percentage of tribbing, and we'll take a look at the analytics. We also have an email from somebody breaking down the $250 bet you two gentlemen had on Iggy from...
Breaking down? What do you mean?
I'm
sure they wasted a lot of the time.
Sure it has something to do with 40 yards.
The gentleman from Utah. It's not Mike Flanagan, who handles all of the merchandise at TMASTLshop.com. It's Mark in Utah.
Do they have a problem with the bet, with the yardage? It was legit.
Well,
is there
I guess we'll just go right to it then, Michael. Tim, I just podcasted the show, so I can't really communicate in real time when you guys are on the air. But I listened to the show, and Iggy wanting to replay the audio from the bet about his hitting 9 out of 10 from 40 yards. The segment was the third segment on September 20th, 2022.
It's already a problem. Like, this is already becoming dumb.
Bobby Tejas, a.k.a. Danny Trejo, to Iggy and Blousy, simply said Iggy could not hit the green 90% of the time from 40 yards away. It was mentioned several times, 40 yards from the green. Quote, the word pin was never used. Iggy was also very quick to, 1, suggest number 18 at Normandy because of the good Zoysia in front of the green, and number 2, he wasn't going to put up his own money because he said, quote, I never put up my own money for a bet.
No, Cletus takes care of it, so what do you care whose money it is?
Wellington would agree with me here. You're the one whoever is placing the money on the line has the final say in terms of rules and regulations for the event. So he asked you over the phone, is it pin or green? You said pin. It's your money at stake.
We are getting to that point because that is the key moment in Mark and Utah's autopsy here. Then Doug tried to explain to Iggy what it meant to actually make a bet, but I digress. I think, though, what happened was Michael Wellington called in later on another day's show, and they agreed they would laser off 40 yards from the pin. Obviously, with that big green on number 18, that makes a world of difference, and I'm pretty sure that's not what Bobby Tejas, a.k.a. Danny Trejo, had in mind when he originally put up $100 that Iggy could not hit a green 9 out of 10 times from 40 yards. But Iggy used that quote from the pin that Wellington said on that later segment to improve his odds. Thank you, Mark, Utah.
No.
Yeah, I don't get this. I really don't. I mean, I've said it, and Michael can chime in because he's played more tournaments and been in bigger events than I have. But you watch TV, and Dottie, what's he got? He's got 165. Looks like he's got probably a nice easy niner. 165. That's not to the fringe. It's 165 to the pin. That's what they measure. So I don't care how big 18 is. I mean, They wanted to put it all the way in the back, Michael, and I said, no, that's not fair. I said, 40 to the pin, you put it all the way in the back, I'm going to have like a 5-yard chip. That's not fair. Right to the middle of the green.
I would agree with you if the flagstick was in the back of the green, it would have been unfair, but I paced it off myself, 30 paces to the front, 10 more up to the hole location. That makes it 40 total. I don't know why Mark's panties are in such a bunch.
Mark in Utah.
Yeah, Mark in Utah.
He's upset that I don't use my own money. Well,
but you won, so you don't have to use.
The thing is that it takes pressure off of me, and it's for charity. If it had been me and you just betting our own money and not going to charity, I'd use my own money. But it was going to charity, so it takes pressure off me that if I lose, well, Cletus is giving $250 to the Birdies for Bipolar. And if I win, it's going to the Megan Meyer Foundation. So it takes pressure off me where I'm not losing my own money, but I can still make money for the charity.
I feel like the charity aspect and the amount of money is irrelevant. We're talking about he has a problem with the 40 yards. What did he want? He wanted 40 yards to the front, and then
that's what I believe.
Another
Mark
10 to the hole.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So then I don't aim at the front of the green. I aim for the pin. That's why I had those people who had the umbrella move.
Right.
They were standing
distracted.
Well, they were standing right behind the pin. I couldn't see the pin. All I could see was a flag. And if that's what I'm looking at, I'm looking at a flag that's over the green. So I just asked them if they can move so I could see the pin. And I shot at the pin. So I'm basically hitting a 40-yard shot to the pin.
I think we're missing the main story.
What is that, Plowhawk?
Penning an email about what seemingly is, no offense to Iggy or Michael, a pointless little thing that we did after a bet doesn't seem like the best time management, and I guess I appreciate the loyal listeners, but this was 2 weeks ago, right? We're hitting the 2 week.
I think we'll be celebrating 2 weeks tomorrow. Today is the 13th day.
I think it's over. I think we're done.
I want to tell you guys something that I learned from that event. I learned that if you put Ken Strode at that 40-yard number, he's going to perform. So I think part of your strategy for this match with Chris Nagel at Meadowbrook should be to get Iggy to 40 yards as often as possible.
So I should leave my shot 40 yards short to let Iggy master that shot.
Depending upon the number that you might have.
Which will probably be 200 plus for a par 4.
A lot of times. I think you should consider getting Iggy to 40, like a designated hitter.
Right. He's masterful in those conditions.
The only shots you'll be using on mine then.
I would love to be 120 out, and then we decided to hit it 80 yards to strategically have Iggy have a 40-yard out. I think Nagel would be surprised by that strategy. It may throw him off.
Plowhawk, have you seen Chris hit a golf ball live?
I'm for one, super excited to play Meadowbrook. Never been there. Heard great things. 2, I don't know if I actually know I haven't seen a player of that caliber, whether it be off the tee, just consistency overall around the green. I'm excited for that.
But you haven't seen him hit a driver?
No, dude, I won't see that ball. It's one of those probably where it instantly disappears in the air type situations.
It may be unnerving to you. If you haven't seen it.
I think the best way to handle it is like Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we just turn away and close our eyes when he's teeing off, because I think he'll probably have honors often. Michael can confirm, but any good caddy gives their player yardage to the pin and to the front of the green. That is Listener of the Year candidate, the Loomster. He might be our 2022 Listener of the Year.
I think he's accurate, and we gave Iggy...
Which is why he went to the Fan Page Club Championship Finals.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did. He was defeated by... Who won? Chris Heck, Bomber.
Yeah, it depends.
We gave you 30 to the front and 40 to the hole.
If the pin is way in the back, and say it's a huge green like 18, so if it was all the way in the back, that would have been probably closer to 70. So you're not going to tell me, all right, 70 to the pin, but 30 to the front. That does you no good. Now, if you say you got 10 behind... which means I can hit it a little long and I'm going to be fine. But very rarely if a pin is in the back saying, okay, you got 30 to the front and 80 to the hole. But I get what you're saying, Loomster. But I wasn't shooting for the front of the green. If I'm just shooting for the front of the green, that's stupid.
You were going at the pin. You were pin seeking.
I have no room for error.
And executing, for that matter.
And I knew I had another 20 behind. So I don't know why you're bitching about the 10-yard difference.
All right, Mark in Utah's been dismissed. It's fine.
And all of them, and Doug disagrees, most of them were pin high. I left one short that didn't get to the green, one about 15 feet short in front of the pin, but everything else was pretty much at pin high.
They were quality shots.
Yeah, except for the 6th one left. It bounced out of the rough onto the green.
The one you pulled?
Yeah, I got lucky. That was right after I.
Yeah, kind of a smother hook.
That's right. I kind of caught a little high on the club face on my fourth one that came up about 2 yards short.
Let's see what we got. How about no more gambling with the listeners, Iggy? Is that even legal? That's from Mr. Big Cream.
Oh, this is legal.
I don't bring it up. They're the ones that want to gamble.
I don't think Johnny Law is going to come to us here at Hubbard about your $200 wagers with the listeners.
I don't think so.
I think you're in good standing.
Yeah, and I haven't. I know that. Was it Danny Trejo that bet the 100?
Danny Trejo, yes. You know him from Breaking Bad.
Yes, but there was one guy who said, "Iggy, no shot. 200 to the foundation, 100 to you."
I thought that was the Ilsider.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was. Who you've golfed with? So
yeah,
you know.
I haven't checked with the foundation to see what has come in because I just leave you guys on your own. I mean,
it's the honor system.
It's the honor system, unless you want to. I think it might have been Danny Trejo that sent a screenshot of the $100 to the Megan Mara Foundation. I don't know his real name. All I get is the real names. Teen doesn't say, "Hey, I got a $100 donation from the Butter Squirrel." No, it's a real name. I don't know the text inbox names of the real name, so I don't know.
Well, neither do we.
Yeah, so if they send it in with their real name, I'm not going to know who they are anyway.
The best detail of the whole event was your club toss.
What about the fist pump?
I felt like
someone's
fist
turned
pump,
that into a GIF.
The fist pump was like a copy of Tiger, which I get, but the club toss was spontaneous. It was like Barry Bonds flipping a bat. I mean, it was marvelous.
It was like Tom Lawless.
Okay, sure. If you want to go Tom Lawless, we can go there.
Yeah. But if you watch the video, it's like the cameraman and Tim and Jackson, they're all looking up in the air like, "Where's that?"
Yeah,
it's like
Jack, take it in the dome.
It's open.
I was
guys,
more excited.
Why is this guy still talking about this 13 days later? Sometimes when I'm feeling down on myself, I just think about how dumb and unimportant the lives of a lot of the listeners are, and I realize that I'm doing okay. That's from Kulky Culkin.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
We've kind of forgotten about it. It was a great day. I was proud of myself. Both charities made money. It was a good day.
Hey, Michael, you are looking like a fine little piece of boy trash. Come to daddy. That's from the O'Fallon Man Oyster. I don't know if that interests you. I know you're active on Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble. Am I correct? And you're not really high on the Hinge scene in St. Louis. Is that where we left things?
I was released from Bumble in
you were released. You were DFA'd?
Of 2021.
What went awry?
Yeah, we'll have to get into that at some point. But I was really, I'm glad that we covered Iggy's wedge shots. I was excited to talk about the tribbing from the beginning of the show because I had received word over the weekend that the Wacko's wife was going to call in and speak to you about tribbing.
What?
That's right.
That's breaking news. I feel like we
it's important.
636-9004-TMA. The Wacko's wife, Worsonwood's Wacko's wife,
That's right.
is calling into the show to discuss tribbing, in her own.
I don't know if it was her own.
Does she know she's doing this?
We are aware oftentimes that listeners, Michael, this is something, I don't know if you do not have a laptop in front of you, but the listeners, not sure why, like to send in pictures of their wives and or girlfriends into the text inbox. This has been going on for years. It'll start now that I've brought it up. But oftentimes I get the sense that the listeners' wives or girlfriends, number one, aren't really their wives or girlfriends. Sure. And also, number two, if they are completely unaware that they are just being offered up to the show for whatever reason, as if we're a bunch of cocksmen on here.
All I can tell you is that I was at an event last Friday night where the Wacko was there. His wife was there. She came up to me, and we relived that shot that she holed out at St. Louis Country Club from behind the sixth green.
Yeah, let's pull up video of that. Plowhawk, you have
unbelievable
shot.
Yeah,
the projector should be coming down.
Yep, here it comes.
And she asked if when I came in on the show, if I was going to talk about tribbing. And I said, if you call in, we'll be happy to. So hopefully we'll get that call sometime today, I would assume.
Isn't Wacko the rich one?
Oh, he's great people.
Or who's the one that goes off on?
I thought Licks was rich.
Who is Michael? You know who's wealthier, Mr. Licks or Worsonwood's Wacko?
Well, I mean, Wacko.
These are the circles you run in.
I
these
don't know
my
Licks.
circles.
Me either. I know Wacko.
I was approached by an avid TMA listener on the driving range at Bogey Hills recently, and he said, "Do you know who Mr. Licks is?" And I said, "I do not."
He's a mysterious man, and he has no interest in having his identity revealed. Although he sends in pictures and covers up his face oftentimes.
He does send in pictures.
He does. and they're usually in Maine, Kennebunkport,
it's a little disturbing.
Hampton.
Yeah, somebody else's picture. I don't know who the wacko is either. I don't believe.
He just sent in a picture of him from some nice golf course and his left-handed swing, so that's what he does. Flip Wilson just sent in a picture of his wife, so you kind of get an idea of what goes on. You see, see our listeners are doing very well. They're wealthy.
Bella Hadid?
No. Is that who it is?
You may want to send in pictures.
I didn't think she was as
stacked.
Thank you. Exactly what I was looking for, Iggy, and
well
that was
explained.
wonderful. Doug's Glue Guzzler wants to share some stories with you, Michael.
Oh, well, he's not.
The listeners want to just impress you with their either significant others or their stories of, sexual endeavors, I guess.
Are
I don't know
these
what this is
listeners,
about, but that's what's coming in right now.
Are these listeners avid, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble users?
If I'm not mistaken, Doug's Glue Guzzler and his wife, who is on OnlyFans, I don't know if you're aware of that.
No.
Yeah. And it looks like John Rahm, is that right?
Yeah, he looks like Rahm.
Okay. Are in a throuple with a lady from Kansas City, I believe.
A throuple?
I believe that's
It's
where
the first time I've heard that term.
Yeah.
That would be a unicorn.
She is a bi-female who engages with both of them.
Yeah, but that's like a regular thing for them.
I believe so. That's what he was telling me at the Lemmings or the Dotem. I can picture having the conversation with him about his throuple under the pavilion while Doug discussed politics with Lisa Ann. And I was thinking to myself, I must be, high on peyote or something. But here we are.
Yeah, I think she would be a unicorn.
So I guess he's going to call him with stories. Mr. Lick says the answer is the log. I don't know what that means.
That's where he plays.
He's at Log Cabin, Mr. Lick says.
I don't know if I buy that.
You're 3-betting it?
You said he's a lefty as well?
Yeah. Oh, so you might be identifying him now?
I pay attention to stuff like that. I think I'd really like to dig into Licks a little bit. We need to find out a little bit more about him. I'm familiar with the wacko. He's quality. Licks is going to need to prove himself a bit, I believe.
Mr. Licks, we haven't seen a listener emerge like this with either the love or the hate.
People hate him.
Oh, God, yeah. But hey, I'll tell you what, a lot of people love him as well. I think it's in the 50-50
I'm indifferent.
category.
I've heard him call. He's very monotone.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
You'll never
Mr.
be able
Fix,
to
I
find
would
him.
say, is operating at about a 10% maybe approval rating.
Wow.
Mr. Licks is operating at about a 45 to 50% approval rating.
So,
those are my.
I heard Fix's. The first time I heard Fix's call was last week, and he talked about he owned a restaurant of some sort. I'd never heard him call before.
He
I've heard
DM'd
Licks.
me on Instagram to tell me what it was, but I've lost and I wouldn't say it anyway. I know he was doing it for the purposes of privacy, but yes, he told me about some restaurant in South City that he owns.
Are they rivals with one
That
another?
was Fix.
Are Fix and Licks rivals, or are they cohorts?
I mean, I think Licks is just pissed at everyone.
Who's the one that doesn't like pepper and genie?
Mr. Licks really doesn't like pepper and genie.
Yeah.
Why not?
We actually is the
Yeah,
one
I
that
don't know
listened probably more than anybody else. So we
Licks,
appreciate it.
And Licks is the one you'll never find out who he is. Because if you find out who he is, you're going to find out he probably owns a ranch home in Jennings.
The ranch home in Jennings got hit.
Nothing wrong with a ranch home.
No, but
Wow, Jackson took offense to it.
No, I grew up in a ranch home.
I'm just trying to go the opposite of what he says he lives
Ranch homeowners.
Wait, he
just took
talks
a-
about his home?
He says he's a Huntley resident, and I guess he plays at Log Cabin.
Oh, wow.
And he's a lefty, so
Laying
since
it on
there's only
thick.
like 100 people who live in Huntley, maybe you can now figure it out.
We're going to find you out, Licks.
So you'll never find out, because when you find out that all of his stories are lies, that he's made a fool of himself.
Hey, Tim, you had a Lexi Thompson take on Monday that was out of this world good.
I would like to hear that, because I can't believe that ever came out of
Has
your
anyone
mouth,
ever
Lexi
had like
Thompson.
a take that's actually out of this world good?
Michael really enjoyed that drop.
Is there such a thing as a take that's so good it's classified as out of this
What about
world?
a Lexi Thompson
Yeah.
take
I like
on
Lexi
St. Louis
Thompson.
HG2? We've discussed this. You're a Lexi Thompson guy.
I've seen her on Hinge.
Wow and wow and wow. Wow,
Swear.
Jackson, you just activated Jackson back there.
I
That and the
promise
ranch
you,
home comment.
I tried to match with her. It didn't happen.
Really?
It was in South Florida, because she lives down in that Delray,
Is
West
she in
Palm
the, is she in the
area.
Jupetown neck of the
Yeah,
woods?
she was on there, and I was excited because, she's outstanding, really.
Why would someone like that need to go online? And
Because it's fun.
Thank you, Jackson.
Well, I guess because Wellington doesn't need to get on there anyway. He can just go to a bar and
Iggy,
walk
you
out
need
like
to get
9.
on one of them. It's just
I think he's
incredible
on one, but he doesn't know how to
study.
get into it.
Well,
He's convinced that you have to pay.
You do.
No, you don't.
You do not.
Not a
I
dollar.
assure you.
Not a
I
dime.
assure you.
Not a
It is the marvelous. It's the best people watching you'll find outside of the Las Vegas airport.
Well, maybe I'm just a dog because I'm getting no matches and nobody's.
Well, what does your profile say?
And which one are you using? Tinder? No good.
No.
Tinder's no good.
I don't think so.
What's the move?
I think Hinge is the move.
Hinge is the move.
Yeah.
But is that because you're sideways with the people at Bumble?
Maybe.
Really? Can we? I didn't know this. What happened on Bumble? I thought Bumble was the one that has the most equity at the moment. Am I wrong on that, Jackson?
I don't know which one would have like the most. Bumble's the one where the girl messages first.
Okay.
Correct.
I'll get on that one.
Michael's deciding whether or not to tell the story. That's my read right now.
I vote Hinge out of the 3 of them.
Okay.
I've used them all.
But you're not
Hinge
high
is
on
the
the Hinge
best.
scene in St. Louis,
Not as much as in other cities, no.
like Detroit.
Detroit was just magical.
That has not been said since I
know.
believe the 50s.
I know. It was shocking to me as well. The Bumble
The Model T
situation.
came off the line.
The Bumble situation was actually not a drastic or an ugly deal like you would think. Like if you're going to get kicked off one of these sites, you're going to think maybe you said something dirty or you said something inappropriate. And I just.
Isn't that the point of all of them?
Not exactly, no. That's the misnomer.
Clip that off.
Did you get a live golf take and things worked out?
The story is quite elaborate, and I'm not going to waste your time with it here because we have to cover Tribbing and Mr. Licks. But I will show Plowsy the girl who had me taken away from Bumble.
Oh, wow.
Because she is kind of a public figure in the music world.
Wow and wow and
I think we should give her some publicity and get her up, on the site and just let you guys know, or let all your listeners know who she is.
Wow, wow, wow.
I'd like to know who she is.
I can tell you this, Tim. You'll appreciate this.
I probably interviewed her.
If there was ever a female
I
version,
assume she's under 70.
yes. If there was ever a female version of Joshua,
oh boy,
this may be it. Think low budget Kesha.
And you're saying we and the listeners would know who she is?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying you should know.
Oh,
we should.
It is important for the listeners and for us to be aware.
I think before I tell the story, you need to see her work, and then you can understand.
Can we call up and have the Plowhawk play some of her beats?
I would think so. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've seen Joshua live, and he's special.
It was her own drop.
So this is a real musician. She's not like a wannabe that thinks she's a big superstar. And
Well, then that would end the parallels.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Ken. Okay.
So who am I looking for? Bumble chick?
You're looking for Cassie Moore.
Cassie
Music.
Moore Music. Is that with 2 O's?
Yes.
And was this in St. Louis?
No, this was in West Palm Beach.
Okay. And she fancies herself an artist.
Yes, she sure does, and you can be the judge of that.
I'm
and for the record, never met her in person.
Cassie with a C.
That's right.
Okay. I think I found one of her beats.
A lot of people in there.
Is it
search engines right now?
Is it okay for AM radio?
Cussing,
Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you, it's very Joshua-ish.
This is there, right? Gotta be.
I believe so. That's definitely her, the photo.
This was loaded 4 years ago, and it got 300 views. Yeesh. Wow. Acoustic Sessions need to sign her immediately.
Yep.
Sounds like a Barrett Open.
I've never seen a video uploaded so long ago with no comments and 300 views.
What does she look like?
I think she looks okay.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of the thing. The photos were nice.
Yeah, that's all that would matter.
So then what happened?
So we started communicating on the Bumble in like December, okay, of this a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Then we didn't speak until March So as a couple months went by, we spoke enough where we exchanged real phone numbers, right? So I'm actually, at this time, I'm playing golf in New Orleans in March because I was on my way to caddy for Nagel in Lafayette, Louisiana. And she's texting me this one morning, and she's asking me to donate to her. It was kind of like a Toys for Tots type deal in West Palm. It was actually a very good cause. Yeah. So I donated, I donated, and it was about the same amount of money that Iggy, beat me out of at Normandy. So it wasn't, chump change. It was a nice little chunk. But and then I started to try to speak to her after that, and she wasn't responsive. And I said, "Oh, I see. Once you're trying to get the donation for the charity, you'll speak to me, but you don't want to talk, beyond that." And she took that kind of personally, I guess. So. Next thing I know, 2 hours later after that conversation, I'm blocked. I can't get into my Bumble account. Yeah, can't get into my Bumble account.
For what?
And on top of it, she sent the money back to me. She didn't answer the reason. She didn't.
Well, doesn't Bumble have to tell you why they kicked you off?
I didn't really investigate. I just moved over to Tinder.
I mean, that's just to call her out for. I gave you money, and now you're ghosting me. That's a legitimate question.
Well, I tried to, and she wasn't responsive. And as you saw, I wasn't going to chase that talent down.
Get this girl on. Can we get this girl on the air?
I would like to, for whatever reason, and I have no idea why, I really want to hear that song again.
It had a nice beat to it.
Well, it's terrible.
I candidly really enjoyed it, and I would love to hear it again.
There's another song, to be honest, that's on there.
Is it called Love Circus, and then is the other one called Circus of Love by
chance? Bounce Out Now or Steadfast
Jackson,
Size?
It's called Bounce Out Now. We'll play it on Balloon Party today.
I think it's the one where she's in the blue outfit.
Okay, well, we got 10-second video. This one has 400 views. We're still not
All right, so it's starting to gain traction.
I didn't think we were going to cover this today, but
look, we have absolutely nothing.
I'm glad we
decent
did.
fodder.
We're begging.
Cardinals are in the playoffs, no big deal.
I don't like people that go after Welly.
Oh, she didn't go after me. She
had you blocked off of
she complained to Bumble about me.
It's a basketball theme song.
I mean, it's just sound effects.
You love it, Tim.
Yeah.
It's sound effects and her talking.
Wow.
Glad I picked this one.
I really think Barrett's producing this.
You think Jason Barrett is the producer on this song?
4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, it's like a Barrett Open for something.
Guys, how much do we need to raise to get her to write the 12 and 22 anthem? That's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff. Michael, you say this one is your favorite.
This is the song that I saw first, and I realized that I should stay away.
Makes you want to get up.
Iggy, is she working with your guy Pitbull here? Whoa, he's dancing! I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden...
Wow.
What a treat for those watching on YouTube.
I love one of the comments. So powerful.
There's the Barrett stuff again.
Ray King texting in, this lady is 100% more talented than Lady Gaga.
Oh, my God.
She's like 10% auto-tune away from having a #1 hit, though. That's what's so messed up.
Yeah.
So that would make it 100% auto-tune? So that's like 80% in there now.
No, it sounds like she's just talking onto like a mono mic right there. Like, it doesn't seem like it's very... The voice part of it, isn't it?
Get it, girl. I'm obsessed.
That's the name of the song?
No.
Low budget, Kesha is a perfect description.
Doesn't she sound like the girl that does the Cardinal thing?
Huh?
I mean, the Cardinal song that we play.
Play a lot.
All I can tell you is that I've said many worse things to many other women, and they never kicked me off or not had reported me to Bumble. And this woman, I gave her money for a charity.
Right.
Then she has me removed or complained.
Just because you said, once I give you the money, am I not going to see you?
Well, it was a little extended conversation. It was like, hey, you blew me up for 4 hours in a row. Because I remember I was actually playing golf and I was looking at my phone. Right.
You were two over and you weren't
I actually played all right during the distraction.
Oh, really?
But regardless, I just said to her, I said, oh, I see. When you're trying to get me to donate to the charity, you're going to, send me messages for 4 hours in a row. And then when I ask you to meet me in Atlanta or wherever you want to meet, or New Orleans or whatever, you kind of go dark. And she didn't like that. She didn't like, me
being
inquiring.
calm. Yeah.
What can you do?
It's a legitimate question for somebody you've never met in person and you're giving money to and you don't hear from him again. The first thing I would think is I got scammed.
Right. Until the money came back, I thought I might have.
Yeah.
And then I saw the video and I was like, I'm not getting scammed.
Tim, that first song slaps. What do you think of listening to that in the background while our women scissor? That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
Beautiful.
He continues to be aggressive with the propositions, and at this moment, nothing at the moment is doing, but I certainly am bullish. Michael, you know how the driving range at St. Louis Country Club is right next to the number 1 tee. Wacko is the type of guy who shoves his hand into the free tees next to it and grabs as many as he can so he can use them at his dinky old course south of Manchester and show it off to his blue-collar friends. That's from Mr. Lick.
I think that would actually be me and not the Wacko. But thank you, Licks.
I take extra tees when I find them.
The red tees at St. Louis Country Club?
No. You get out there a lot.
I like the Westboro tees, the kind of blue stripe with the brown. They have nice tees.
I like the red and white ones from St. Louis Country Club.
Please make this song stop. It's from the Veiled Prophet.
Which one? We played 3.
Guys, I think you just found your show open song. That's from the old Appleton Stepdad. You are welcome to text into the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5. You're also welcome to call into the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line 636-9004. TMA, and you can email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Well, it's exciting because, as everybody here knows, the St. Gabriel School Picnic is coming up in a matter of 48 hours. It is indeed.
When did they push it back to October?
I think they did it for COVID reasons last year. They're doing it again this year, but I don't know if they're going to keep doing it here. I have conflicting reports as to whether or not it's going to return to June or if it's going to remain in October. Well, Design Air Heating and Cooling is one of the sponsors of the St. Gabriel School Picnic. And from my standpoint, that tells you the kind of operation they are, because St. Gabriel's would not associate with anyone or any company that is not just chock full of integrity. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. They came by and did our furnace maintenance this past Monday. I booked it online, and it took 24 seconds to do, and they were out on Monday making sure everything is ready to go for the colder months. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling is the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show, and a new episode of the Tim McKernan Show is up. Mark Mantovani was in studio with me. Was that on Tuesday, Jackson? And we put the interview up yesterday. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. So
I like that guy.
I
like him a lot.
I fully disclosed our friendship, business relationship. So it is a 100% biased interview, and I want to make that crystal clear at the outset. But with that said, if you would like to, but I certainly asked him about a variety of things that I know people wanted to hear answers to if you are following the St. Louis County executive race. So you can listen to that Tim McKernan Show podcast. 314-881-TMA5. That is the number for our Engineered Design Facilities text inbox. EDF, the sponsor of our text inbox. And we are grateful for their support, and we ask you to support the sponsors. That's the name of the game here on TMA, and Engineered Design Facilities being the text inbox sponsor is certainly prominent here. EDF can handle all your company's security and surveillance needs, from surveillance cameras to access card readers to facial recognition software and everything in between. EDF's fire division is now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. If you have visibility to your company or place of business's commercial fire alarm panel and system, email fire@edf-rg.com and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com. We have all kinds of hoodies, new hoodies, and T-shirts available for you for the Cardinal Playoff Series and for these fall months. TMASTLshop.com. TMASTLshop.com. You can check it out right there, right now. Mr. Fix is on hold. Is that correct, Jackson?
Yeah.
Michael, you'll get a chance here to interact with Mr. Fix on the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone lines as the phone lines are getting more and more active lately.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. The audience is delighted. Good morning, Mr. Fix.
Yeah, top of the morning to you.
Morning.
TM, how's it going?
It's wonderful. How are you?
It's the best day of my life. You know me. Kind of miss Doug, though, but this guy's suitable replacement.
Michael, you are known as this guy.
Glad I'm suitable, Fix.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So welcome to my call, Welly. They call you Welly, or?
Yeah, whatever you want, man. I don't care.
Awesome. I like it.
I
So
like your
didn't
glass
do my-
half full approach, though, Fix.
Absolutely. That's. I am known for my cheerful banter when I come on, but then with my monotone, dry delivery, I do attack as well. So
Good.
Don't mistake my tone for me liking you.
Have you dipped into the sativa yet?
Absolutely. Doing sativa flower because I'm at home this morning, so I don't have to worry about the odor, as it were.
Good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like you've been doing your research on me then, huh, Welly?
I've heard one call, and some of the things that I heard during your call were I heard sativa, I heard restaurant owner, and I heard you saying that the markup at Jack in the Box food was pretty good. Other than that, I don't remember.
Yeah, high
anything else.
margins at Jack in the Box, although yeah, although a franchise group here in St. Louis that owns 70 Jack in the Box at the bi-state region declared Chapter 11. So, you know.
What was that?
You like that, Iggy? That's just one of the sounds that I
No,
make.
I don't like
just
it.
to kinda... Well, you chimed in. Certainly. Here we go.
I asked, what was that? Sound like a horse.
God bless you. I heard Biff, I guess it was either yesterday or a couple days ago, tried to say that Licks and I are some sort of...
Yeah, he insinuated you
gay
gentlemen were in a
couple, or-
relationship, is what he said.
Okay, that's cool. I was pleased to know that I'm the bottom, because I am a little bit of a sub, I guess you would say.
Good to know yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, once you get to a certain age, you kind of know what you're into and what you aren't into. So, seems that a good majority of your listening audience is into gay sex and innuendo and really, really descriptive adjectives about gay sex as well. I noticed a lot of your callers and texters really get deep into that.
You know what this sounds like? When I listen.
Tell me.
It sounds like fungo.
This is not.
I know it's not.
Yeah,
but it sounds like fungo.
Fungo's old enough to be my dad.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think Mr.
Fungo's
Fix
got
is
a great
young.
radio voice.
No, fungo wouldn't play these kind of games, but you just kind of sound like.
I'm not playing games. I just call in general banter, Kenneth. I'm not sure what game you think I'm playing here. Just
you have a piece of paper in front of you with everything you want to get to. So.
Hilarious. What else has been going on, boys?
Mr. Fix, we take your call, and then you're welcome to interact in whatever way you could. But, you know, I didn't know if you had something
Tell me
outside
a
of
little
talking
bit more
with
about
Michael
yourself,
Welly.
Welly. I didn't do my research on you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. You're a quasi-pro golfer, or?
Well, our listeners know about him. We spend time telling you about him.
I've been excused from Bumble. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that was odd. Bumble seemed like the more professional site. I guess she went to the mountaintops with that one, huh?
No, it led me to Hinge, which is the champion of all dating sites.
But not great in
Hinge is
St. Louis.
Hinge is actually where I met my fiance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for the serious, right?
Apparently so.
So you're done pounding it. You're ready to find just that special one, huh?
I'm pretty sure that's not
Wouldn't
the
say
case.
that exactly.
I'm pretty sure that is not where he is.
How? Just out of curiosity, Mr. Fix, how long did you date your fiance before you got married after meeting her on the Hinge?
Well, fiance would indicate that we're not married yet, sir.
My bad. Good point.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we dated for about a year and a half before I popped the question, but
When's the wedding?
we haven't decided yet.
Oh, and there it is.
Now, what does that mean?
You sure you want to do that, Fix?
Yeah, no, I definitely have plenty of time to back out, don't I?
I don't know. You haven't set a date yet.
No,
Is she back
think
on
she's
Hinge?
The one. I think she's the one.
She back on Hinge?
Yeah,
yet?
I'm not sure, Kenneth. Why are you on Hinge?
No, I'm not.
We're trying to get him on Hinge. He's reluctant.
Okay, yeah.
Can you imagine? I'll do it just for the profile.
I do have a question for you. So you're about my father's age. He seems content just to live out the rest of his life without a gal. That is your plan, Iggy, unless you meet somebody super special, or?
No, I think I've said that many a times, and I'm very content just doing what I'm doing. I don't need a woman to satisfy everything in my life. If I find one, great, but I don't go out looking. And if I do hinge, you're going to see a profile that nobody else has put up there. That just looking for a girl that if you want to have sex, I'm doing no work. I'm just gonna lay there, and you're gonna have to do all the work. If you're into that, hit me up.
Are you able to maintain a nice set of equipment while you just lay there at your advanced age?
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Nice.
Oh, don't you?
Some of our listeners do.
Nice. Yes, that is. I like that nice in the background.
Fix, do you have any plans for a bachelor party for yourself?
Nah, not a big bachelor party guy. Probably just have a nice dinner somewhere or something. Who knows? You know, the sky's the limit when you're blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Fix, thank you so much for the phone call. We are now going to move on. That is Mr. Fix.
I like that call. Wasn't bad.
On the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone line.
Good.
That was bad.
I just imagine him bachelor party just being him locked in a room.
Like Licks is 100 times better than
with just a full thing of acid.
Jackson, your current Mount Rushmore of callers for the radio program.
Oh wow. I like the Shrewsbury Seminary student. This
He's
is like
the one
current.
who makes the Cardi B song.
Yeah, so like people who call in now.
Right.
Caller Adam, Mr. Licks, and man, I miss Spready. I'll go Mike Lee to round it out.
Mike Lee, he was on yesterday.
Yeah, he brought it strong. But Fix is dead last. That call was whack.
Does Fix struggle? Was he struggle with the calls?
He's operating a very low approval rating. Very low.
That's only the second one I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the stronger ones. So if I have to say anything about his track record of calls, that was one of the better calls.
And you know the calls are so bad when I'm actually saying that I don't mind caller Adam's calls anymore.
In comparison.
Yeah, because I used to hate his calls. Now his calls aren't bad compared to the other ones we're getting.
I wonder if Fix is actually going to get married.
Yeah, you were onto that. You picked something up, and you were following up on that.
Kind of fascinates me when somebody says they're engaged, but they haven't set a date yet.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Because again, you know the landscape. I've been out of the game for so many years. I don't know what's going on. Never been on a dating app. I don't know. So when somebody gets engaged, but they don't set a date, you find that suspicious.
Well, you've been married. When you got engaged, you set a date, didn't you? And then you got married.
We were married less than a year after we were engaged.
Yeah, I feel like people that don't set the date, it's fake.
What do you have?
Really?
What do you have?
Is that right, Jackson? Is that your read for the 24-year-old community?
Depends on like where you are in your life. Like if someone my age gets engaged, like it's understandable that they're gonna wait a little bit to make a little bit more money, get more settled into their careers. But like if you're
then why get engaged?
Kind of some
Facebook
females, some females like and maybe males too, but like just like the idea of like more commitment than just a girlfriend. Like if you've been dating for like 6 or 7 years, like sometimes impatience rolls in, especially the more weddings you go to.
That doesn't sound like a good situation. That sounds like
Jackson. If you and I were going to
shorting,
Jackson, if you and I were going to wingman, go out on the town,
sure.
Where would you want to start, and then kind of go in the middle part of the night, and then?
You just take a lap around Soulard. Really, that's kind of my scene. So you like start at McGurk's, then go to Molly's, maybe circle back, and then if things are advancing, you can head down more downtown, maybe Wheelhouse, maybe patios.
Okay, so it's all the same places that it's been for 25 years.
Yeah, I don't think nothing new has entered the chat.
I think I might have picked up a tell on Mr. Licks.
Oh, wow.
So he mentioned how people would grab all the tees that are adjacent to the first tee at St. Louis Country Club, right? Mm-hmm. That would insinuate that maybe he has been there. Maybe he does live in Huntley.
He's a grounds crew member and lives in Jennings.
He plays on Mondays, is what you're saying.
In a ranch in Jennings?
Nice
these
ranch.
ranches in Jennings are just...
sprawling ranch.
These are just taking shots this morning, and Jackson took offense to it. Jackson, you didn't grow up on a ranch in Jennings?
Not in Jennings, but I grew up in a ranch house in Olivet. Fine place to live.
See, I brought up...
Nothing wrong with one floor.
And Wellington, you brought up something earlier, and I glossed over it, and I know you don't mean anything by it, but I actually met Madison on Tinder. So I agree for the most part, Tinder is probably of the three, I never used Hinge. Hinge was after I, started dating Madison and stopped using those. But it was Bumble and Tinder mainly. But yeah, I met her on Tinder. So there are success rates, probably very low in terms of overall.
100% there's success rates.
Yeah.
But to be clear, you are not a gentleman looking to get married.
No, I'm not. But I also think that, and Iggy alluded to it either during this show or maybe another one, people think that Tinder is just a hookup site, right? Like you just meet up and you're going to hook up. But when that's really not the case.
That's
like
what
you
I
met
always
your
thought,
girlfriend who you guys live together?
Oh, dude, we've lived together for at 4 months into our relationship.
So that goes against the idea that Tinder's just a hookup site. People think that, and that's just not the truth. On any of these sites, they're not all
Didn't it start
hookup
out like
sites.
that?
It can,
That
but
if
I
you
mean,
wanted
it
to
just
have
doesn't.
sex, that's what it was.
I wasn't looking for any sort of long term when I was on Tinder.
You were just looking to bang. You were looking to use that big hog of yours.
That and just extend my connections in St. Louis. Is at the time I'm still kind of new to the area, so I don't really know how to meet other women. So I guess it's just building a network of contacts overall.
You go out with Jackson. That's what you do.
That's the move. But yeah, like we've been dating almost 6 years.
Damn right,
and
Will.
we just want to go to the courthouse, but you got family obligations you have to attend to.
Virgin, you're rolling with Wellington. Your stop should be Truffles and Brio. Up your game, boy. You're with a legend. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko, who's clearly a fan of Michael Wellington. And Jackson, he's saying if you're out with Wellington, you're not going to Soulard or downtown. You're going into the Frontenac Ladue area.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like hook up with someone like my parents' age.
I'm with you. I'd rather go to Molly's. To be honest.
I'm 24 years old. I'm not going to Brio to try to pick up strange.
You don't want a sugar mama?
Yeah, I would.
No, thank you. I'm not Zach Wilson.
I would take up that sugar mama thing immediately, though.
Guys, I met my wife on Tinder. That's from Color Buzz. Guys, PLTD yesterday, and I also was at PBR last Friday, just like Jackson's friend Sweet Sweet Kai, and I also witnessed the MILFs putting on a lesbianic show for the 15 people at the bar, and one of the ladies had a wandering hand. That's from the 636. Michael, yesterday, Jackson's friend Sweet Sweet Kai called in to let us know that at PBR last Friday night at BPV, were you there by chance?
No, but I remember it's a great venue.
And when you say
there were a couple of what he believed to be moms from the Central Corridor exploring each other in front of a lightly attended bull.
Why would you want to be anywhere else?
But the bull at PBR, and they got very sapphic.
I have been there. It's been many years, but what a great place to hang out, either before or after a game or during a game.
It's been, I got to tell you, it's been close to a decade. I guess that thing opened in 2013. Anybody can confirm that? Probably not. I feel like it was 2013.
It was open during the 2014 World Cup. I remember that.
Okay.
So.
And Anna Marie got hit on by a couple of different girls. We were just sitting at the bar. I'm like, is this like a thing at PBR? Of all places, too? As Doug describes it, a boot scooting joint?
Oh, that's the last resort area.
That's what it's known as? It's either a boot scooting joint or the last resort area?
You walk in there and go, I can't go home by myself. And that's when PBR comes to mind, and you find yourself a Festus 6, and you go to your ranch in Jennings. And
this ranch
Did
in
you just
Jennings.
say Festus
It's a compound.
6? Great work.
The recovering alcoholic is active this morning. Hey, Tim, I'm cycling on. This is a serious text. I'm in a spot here. Since both you and Wellington are in studio together, I guess I will have to sleep with my wife this morning. No can do. I like elderly men. If there is anyone in Webster available to help a brother out, Stephen Wildwood's brother, perhaps. Cousin Mark, maybe. Or one his hot stud porters at Olive and Oak. Anyone calling all cars.
I'll take a half hour off and ride over there.
So you're going to drive over to Webster, and you are going to service the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves Way.
And then I can call in.
All right, that'll be fine. Yeah, you can just be on, the phone while you drive over.
And I'll put the phone down while we're doing it.
Why?
Well, you can listen.
We need that net sound.
You can hear her pleasure.
I thought you meant we put the phone down. We wouldn't
her
listen.
Pleasure. Clip that off.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
God, I need a shower.
As I lay there and do nothing.
Mr. Smith has just issued a statement. A lot of our more active listeners in the sexual community are active this morning.
Some horny listeners.
It is a randy audience here in today's Munganess 7 o'clock hour. I strung Mrs. Smith along for 6 years before I went crawling back and asked her to marry me. Here we are, 36 years total. Best decision I ever made. That's from Mr. Smith.
And I understand the whole marriage thing. I guess me and Madison just have a different look at it. We don't want anything lavish.
So once you get engaged, you will likely get married pretty quickly. Is that what you're saying?
That's the thing. I kind of leave that one up to her. I'm kind of, I'm down for whatever, but she wants a longer engagement because, in respect to her, she just got into her field. She's a year into, her big boy job, and I'd hate to have, a kid and a marriage kind of put a wrench into, that progression there. So I'm in no hurry. If I have a kid by 40 and married by 38, I'm pretty content with that,
Do you think, and I've never been married, so I don't know the answer.
For those who were confused as to your status.
I've been married 9 times.
Thanks for enlightening.
Mickey Rooney. But the father pays if the bride's father pays for the wedding, right?
That is correct.
Traditionally.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't like that aspect of it because,
it's not always the case.
Yeah, I agree.
But for most part. And then the groom's parents pay for the rehearsal dinner.
Correct.
If you come from a family that doesn't have a lot of money, say either side, nothing wrong with that, but say you're kind of middle class, don't have a lot of money, do you kind of go we're having 5 people at a courthouse because you don't need to pay $10,000 for a wedding?
See, this is when if you have your future parents-in-laws on the same page in terms of communicating, ours are very friendly, so if that conversation comes up, I think you just understand we want to do whatever the bride desires. So if you have to split it, if somebody has to go 75-25, I'm sure that situation, but not every family is super wealthy, so I agree with you.
Because I would think most women would rather have a big wedding, and most guys really don't care. And if the girl's father is paying for it and doesn't have a lot of money, I would think, Dad, I want a big wedding. And I said, okay, well, we'll have to take out a loan. I wouldn't want to put my parents in that position. They got to pay for all that.
I've heard of people doing the wedding on maybe a Sunday when venues are cheaper in that situation, or even different days of the week. I've heard of that.
And I've been to some really nice weddings, and I've also been to some Hoosier weddings, and I think it's all the same. If there's an open bar, that's the common denominator right there. Just get yourself a bunch of drinks, and every venue is going to look awesome.
I would just get married in my patio.
I would love to get married on your breezeway.
So, Iggy, you're suggesting maybe you get married at the courthouse, and then you take any money they were going to put into the party of the wedding and maybe go on a bigger honeymoon, something like that?
No, I wouldn't want to take their money. If I knew that my wife's parents didn't have a lot of money,
God, you're such a gentleman.
Let's go as cheap as possible. Let's just go to the courthouse, and then we'll have a little party back at the house, and that's it.
Such awareness for other people.
Well, I'm like that.
I know.
Jamie Burkhardt's like that at Munganess. I can tell you that. StLouisAcura.com. And it is Munganess Burkhard, Alton Toyota now. StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com is where you can go shopping for a new car or for a pre-owned car. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. If you would like a direct connection to Munganess, Jamie Burkhard, or Clayton Patterson, just email me, tmckernan at InsideSTL.com, and I will connect you immediately with them, just like I'm happy to do with our sponsors in general. It is Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Munganess, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour. Let's see. Marriage sucks. You don't keep a car for a decade because inevitably you want something new. It turns out marriage works the same way. That's from Classy, like Perry Ellis.
That dude messed up his marriage 8 years ago. And
you think that's what it is?
It hasn't gotten over
That's your read.
But I get it's like I would like to have, the benefits of being married in terms of, if you have kids, you got the tax write-off, the benefits for that as well. So
is that why you're going to have kids, just for the tax write-off?
Hell no, man. I'd be fine with 8 dogs. But again, I love kids, so.
Does Madison want to have children?
Oh, yeah. We both, if we could financially, wanted 2 or 3. It's just, I think thinking about that, stresses me the hell out. It gives me, anxiety thinking about 2 or 3. So we'll do 1 for sure, because, we love kids, and so we'll do that whole
But
thing.
You're waiting. to have children.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind being like the 48-year-old at my kid's like 8-year-old soccer game when there's like 24-year-old dads. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me one bit how old I am.
All right.
Kid can go into radio, though, I guarantee you that.
The kid is going to go into radio.
Force it on him. You need to go to HD2.
That's the spot to be in.
Look at your father. I just got a new Mound City sweatshirt. Not everybody can get these,
That's
son.
right.
It's a clean sweatshirt.
It is
It is pretty
so
cool.
fresh and so clean. Why do people think being married conflicts with their careers, Plowboy? That's from Wolf Boy. Plowboy to Wolf Boy. Wolf Boy to Plowboy.
I would say it depends on your career. She travels a bunch. She just got back from D.C. She can go into Atlanta this weekend, Nashville in 2 weeks, and then Pittsburgh in the beginning of November. So, like, in terms of her traveling, becoming successful in her career, she has to do a lot of work. I mean, she's an interior designer. She does, projects in Arizona right now and I think Seattle. So you're going to have a bunch of travel, and mainly the woman is the one that kind of does all the planning if you don't pay, $8-10 grand for a wedding planner. And that just puts a lot of added pressure on her. And so, I mean, she ain't going to be the breadwinner of our family. I do just fine. I love where I'm at. But she has, the bigger ceiling. And so I want to make sure that she doesn't cut that short because, we want to have kids and get married because that's the quote-unquote thing to do.
When you do have these kids, would you prefer boys or girls or one of each?
I want a girl. She doesn't matter. For her, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I'd be more content having a daughter than a son. But I'm, again, fine with either. I'm weird. I'm different. Usually guys immediately like, I want a couple sons, which it would be nice to carry on the name.
Are you the last of the Atkins
I'm the last one.
family? Oh,
Last
wow.
one.
Is that right?
A little bit of added pressure there.
There is some pressure.
I'm sure you'll produce.
Yeah. I think
I
this
got
guy,
some
with his hog,
Oh,
Michael.
my sperm is fine.
Is that right? You have fine sperm?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Put that off.
Years of free balling.
Guys, the tax write-off does not offset the cost of kids. I was paying $2,500 a month in daycare at one point. It was fun times. Thanks. That's the Hunchback of Vaughan Castle.
Might I say, in terms of daycare, though, we will luck out because Madison's parents live really close. They're a couple years from retirement. I get off at noon, 1 o'clock. So, if we do daycare, it's half a day. So we're able to have Madison and myself still work because I know that's what she wants to do. And I'd hate to be like, hey, honey, take some time off and take care of the kids while I go spit some hot takes.
Does free balling enhance your sperm?
Yeah, there is. That's at least a very an urban legend. I don't know if it's confirmed by the New England Journal of Medicine, though.
I think in terms of how tight of pant and underwear you wear kind of restricts, I don't know what it is. I don't understand balls and testicles all that much, but I just assume that having that kind of roaming around free has a little bit more, freedom, not as many rules, I think.
More volume in your love?
Oh, there's volume.
Wow, this guy can shoot.
Peter North.
Yeah, that's
I
what I've
wouldn't go
heard.
that far. He's 11.
Guys, Wellington is the bee's knees. He was amazing on the podcast as well. Great work today, boys. That is from the 314. Mr. Licks has just announced that he will be calling in. And then seconds later, the Warson Woods Wacko said, Plowboy, I told you last week, when you want to make money and get out of that radio racket you're in, call me. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. He wants to work with you.
I love that.
I guess he's looking to bring you on board.
Great guy, member of Algonquin. What's funny was I thought he brought me to the member guest, and it is funny that it was like the caddy day, like the caddy grounds crew day.
Michael and I were discussing this last week.
That's so good.
Yeah, I played member guest with the Warson Woods Wacko. I go, wow, I'm surprised by his selection. No. But hey,
were there other caddies that played with you?
To me, I thought they were all members, so I was pleasantly surprised.
Did you get the pool privileges for 15 minutes?
No, their driving range is tremendous. It's beautiful. Just being able to play there, I don't care if it was caddy day. I appreciate Wacko inviting me.
Chris Nagel is going to be calling in at 9 o'clock today because, ladies and gentlemen, Meadowbrook has confirmed the match is set for 2 p.m. in 6 days. Wow. I received confirmation from Meadowbrook that venue, one of the finest courses in Missouri,
truly is.
I can't wait.
Is hosting The Plowhawk, Iggy, Jackson, Doug, and myself against Chris Nagel. And I would imagine, Michael, I mean, you caddy for him in the U.S. Open and on the PGA Tour. You know he isn't sleeping well right now.
It's going to be a big challenge for all the players to handle this type of pressure.
Have you seen the weather that day, too?
Glorious?
No.
It's perfect.
As it should be.
Because Iggy might WD if it's below 65.
It is 80 degrees.
Oh, the balls will be flying. That benefits it because he doesn't hit the ball far.
Not at all.
It won't hit 80.
He kind of dinks it out there.
I mean, that's
He's a plotter.
It around. He and Zach Johnson.
Right.
What do we got here, Plowhawk? I'm looking at it now. Oh, 80. Iggy. It's supposed to be 80 today. It's supposed to be 80 next Wednesday.
Well, it was supposed to be 80 yesterday, too. What was it?
I have no idea.
It never got to 80.
It never got
hit
to
it
80?
70 yards by Zach Johnson.
79.
I am so nervous that we're going to have to, like, yell into a megaphone, hey, Nagel, we're hitting our second shot because he's up, you know, with his wedge waiting.
Let me tell you something. The first time I ever saw anything like that was Fairways and Greens, and we would go to the majors, usually the U.S. Open or the PGA. And the first time I got on the range and saw the likes of Tiger Woods, just pick anybody, hit a driver, the sound it makes and how quick it leaves the club face and how quickly I can't see it anymore. I mean, it's just, it's a sight to see these guys hit a ball 330, 340.
At the PGA Championship, I like I said, I couldn't track the balls. I'm surprised, like, the caddies just are, I mean, they also have grounds crew members and guys finding it, but, like, it just disappears almost immediately into the sky.
Yeah, that'll be similar at Meadowbrook on the 12th.
Yeah, I
for you.
cannot wait. Oh.
Michael, this is match play.
Thank goodness for you fellas.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe he'll give us like 50-footers or things like that.
Michael will be on his bag. I know Hubbard is going to have 2 videographers out there. We are doing this as a charity event with Birdies for Bipolar.
Incredible.
Perfect.
Thank you.
We are excited to do it, and Meadowbrook is as well, and I know Chris is as well. If you could, because there are people who are texting in, they want to bet on it. The Illsider's in for $500 on Chris. What do you think the match will wind up being?
Are you definitely playing the back tees?
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean, when the Barstool guys played your guy Kisner, they played the same tees.
Well,
I think we have to play from the tips.
Nagel outdrives Kisner by 50 yards.
Is that accurate, Michael?
I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yes.
How far has Kisner hit it? You think it was 290 driving
like
average?
He's probably like a 280, 290 guy. Obviously, you'd love to have Kisner putting for you, but we've been over that before, Iggy, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think you guys are in some trouble.
Yeah.
But I recognize it. Now, Jackson, I will say this. He's bullish on
Love
us.
Jackson.
I know he is. And you know what? I love the fact that he believes in himself and he believes in the dais. And, hey, look, I think it'd be great if you guys could pull it off. And, of course, I'm already 0 for 1 in my predictions this year with my golf contest, if you will, here with Iggy proving me wrong at Normandy. But I think knowing the golf course the way I know it, knowing the new teeing grounds that they've put in where you guys are going to have to play from, there's going to be, I'd say, 6 or 7 holes where he has just literally a 60-yard advantage. Not to mention he's going to be more accurate with his irons.
Matter of opinion, of course.
And, you know, he putts pretty good, so I just think you guys are in trouble. I don't know.
You going 6 and 5? You going 7 and 6?
I gave Nagel a prediction yesterday.
Oh wow!
I gave him one, but what I think I'm going to do is
you went Tiger Stephen Ames.
I'm going to put this prediction in an envelope.
Oh wow!
And I'm going to open it up afterwards.
Just write down the
but
numbers.
I just
9
think,
and 8.
I believe if you guys were playing like the blue tees or the white tees or whatever the middle teeing ground is, you guys would have a shot at it, right? But I just think because of the length differential from the back tees, it's such a disadvantage, I think. And plus, he's very comfortable there. And, you know, there's stories of legend over there of people, you know, going in there and trying to take him down, whether it's for money or for charity or whatever.
Maybe a gentleman who had
charity.
a famous game-winning goal.
Could be a hometown hero.
2019 playoffs.
Could be a hometown hero.
Might
that
not have
took
been
the
aware
brunt.
of the situation when he got into the game.
I just feel like anybody that's going over there to play him in a match is asking for trouble.
That's what we're looking for, though. Darren Pang was on Balloon Party yesterday. Jackson, do we have that audio? Probably not. I didn't ask for it, so there'd be no reason why it would be sitting there. So
No, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should pull that and play that. He isn't really bullish on our chances. Matter
Why
of fact,
should he?
He instructed us to arrive at the first tee, shake his hand, and then go meet Tommy, tall, bald gentleman who handles the bar, and just sit down at the 19th hole and skip the whole affair.
Maybe not a bad idea.
I have a question, and this is probably stupid. but I love stupid questions.
Thank you for prefacing.
So he played there. I mean, obviously he has the course record. About tied it the other day. Does this guy, like when you're around him, does he bogey? Like I don't know this type of a +7. Like I just don't know. Do you see bogeys? Like in terms of playing against us, do you see a bogey on his card?
Even par for him at Meadowbrook is like 66 or 67. So if he plays terrible, I mean, if he plays as bad as he can play, he's going to shoot 70 out there. And if he plays really good, he's going to shoot 61 or 62 or 63. So if you think you guys can get in that area between 70 and 62 or 61, tip of the cap.
There's no shot. I mean,
Jackson, how upset are you when you hear Iggy talk like this?
To have success, you have to visualize success.
Hey, Jackson's been listening to me. Jackson's been listening to me. My self-help books.
You have to be able to believe that you can do something. Otherwise, why even do it?
But I know what I can do. I know what Plowsy can do. I know what Doug can do. And that's barely get to the fairway on some of these par 4s.
Well,
so we're relying on you and Tim to hit a 270, 280 in the fairway. And we're still going to be 40, 50 yards behind them.
So does that mean we're going to lose?
We have no shot at winning from those tees.
In order for you guys to have a chance, Jackson and Tim have to drive the ball as good as they've ever driven it.
Yeah, so it's basically a two-man scramble against Nagel until we get to the green. And if we're even at the green, then we got a shot because we have 5 putts at it.
The one thing I will say about this that I've experienced, and Michael, you grew up on the same course where I play all the time at Westboro, which is super narrow. Is when I played Anbrier yesterday with Brett Groman of Stratum Structural Systems online at stratumrepair.com. 314-620-8153. Let him know you're a TMA listener and you get $100 off your repair project. A wonderful company, and he's a wonderful gentleman, along with Matt Ford. They started that business at Stratum Structural Systems. When I am not playing at Westboro, I hit the ball better off the tee because I am freer off the tee, which I would imagine you can speak to growing up on that golf course.
I would agree with that.
So now that doesn't mean that it's going to be some magical performance with the driver. Like I was hitting 3-wood. I think I hit 3-wood off the tee yesterday more than I hit driver there, and that was playing from the Blues, which I realize isn't the Golds, and even the Golds there, I don't think it's 7,000. The Blues
probably right there,
6,600, and I was using 3-wood a lot off the tee. So what we need is Iggy, the Plowhawk, Doug to get us out there with one usable ball in the 180 to 220 range. I don't know if that's asking too much. And then Jackson and I are freed up a little bit and see if we can get it out there and give us a reasonable chance to get on in regulation. And then one of the 5 of us rolls in a putt. That's where it is.
I was talking to Wellington, and I mean, I'm a 20 handicap, so it's like, I mean, there's a lot of terrible things about my game. I do love 3-wood off of the fairway, 180, 200 out.
That's your special.
I think I'm a little more accurate in terms of I don't play a ton of left to right as my driver does. It's a little bit more, straight down, and I'm gonna. That's what I'll try to do. Is try to button up that style of play. I mean, it's going to be a spray and pray off the tee just because, I want to at least I'll be the first one off the tee anyways. I just want to be able to try to get it, decent distance because, Tim and Jackson are going to fly mine by 30 or 40 yards. But I think the 3-wood off the fairway is 180, 200 out. I think we have to be able to get it within, 15, 20 feet almost every time because, he's such a pin seeker and his irons are just butter.
The nerves for him, though. I know he played in the U.S. Open and was in the mix to win.
Twice he's played in the U.S. Open.
Tour event this year. But the nerves, I'm sure that he's not doing well with anxiety right now.
Who knows? You can never really tell what's going on in somebody's mind.
Right.
But
and he has a tough time handling his emotions on the golf course.
Right. Yeah, he really gets up and down real quick. That venue, it's just, we haven't even talked about the par 3s. When you guys get to 4 is going to be about...
I'll pull up number 4.
I'm getting my driver out right now.
4 is going to be about 250.
That's a driver.
250 par 3?
A little downhill, but yeah, somewhere in that realm.
Fun.
Yeah, enjoy that.
We're going to win.
Right.
Jackson is so disgusted by the dais. He actually vocalized it in the sales meeting we had a couple of days ago with 25 members of the sales team. And
programming, Tommy Mannering.
I appreciate the mental approach that Jackson is taking, and that's the only approach that you can take if you want to win. But
100%. Like you have to believe you can do something.
Of course, but you got your hands full here, Jackson.
No, and there's no doubt. I'm not saying that we're gonna win. I can't believe you guys are saying we're not gonna win. I'm just saying if you really want to have a shot at this, you have to believe in yourself and believe in the crew.
Absolutely.
I'll be on T-Box 1 ready to compete, Jackson. I promise you that.
Yeah, you can't hedge and say oh, we have no chance. No, we have a chance. There's 5 of us versus 1. We have a chance.
I'm just being honest. It's like if Brentwood High School played Tampa Bay Rays. Who's going to win that? You got to believe in yourself. You have no shot.
This is not a high school team playing. We have 5 shots. It's 5-on-1.
High school team might have a better shot.
Oh! What I'm saying is if we played what our handicap were, we played the handicap tees. If me, Doug, and Plowsy hit from the whites, you and Tim got to hit from the blues, and Nagel played from the back, then we have a shot because that's our handicap. Those are the tees we should be playing. You put an 18, 20, 22 handicap back at the tips. It's like you're not even using their shots.
I would agree if we were playing best ball, because it's a scramble, our advantage is the 5-man scramble. So we take away the advantage of the tee boxes and exchange that for the scramble.
It's an advantage if you and Tim hit the fairway. Because if I hit the fairway, I'm going to be 100 yards behind Nagel.
Guys, Iggy should just sit this whole thing out. His negativity will carry to your tee box. Thanks. That's from the 3.
I hope we're going to have fun.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be mad if we lose. I can't believe we lost that hole. That's going to be fun. I'm just being realistic. From the tees that we're playing, which is what's it going to play? 7,200?
74 or 5. I would
well, there you go. That's my God.
They built some new tees out there.
That's what they play on the PGA Tour.
It's a big boy ballpark.
Jackson's Norman Dale impression has me ready to run through a damn wall for him. That's from Joan Jett's groping hand.
That's actually really funny you say the Norman Dale thing, because obviously Hoosiers was very important to me as a kid. So I coached my 7th and 8th grade basketball team in Columbia when I was in college there, and I had a little checkbook, just like Norman Dale had on the sideline, as a
Look
playbook.
at this guy, John Wooden, in
and
there.
I would slap it on the seat when I didn't like a call or something.
What about if your 7th and 8th graders are playing junior college guys?
I'd say believe in yourself, boys.
Jackson, you stand 0 chance. Thanks. That's from the Meadowbrook membership.
I mean, listen, I understand that we are behind the 8 ball in a sense, but I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it to the best of your ability.
And in comparison to the Barstool Kevin Kisner video that they have, ours isn't going to be so much better because the video aspect of this, of getting clobbered, of being 60, 80 yards every time behind Nagel, just some shanks from the 3 Joe Schmoes here that are going to be teeing it up first. I think overall the video footage and the that's going to be
tremendous.
You guys are definitely the favorite over Nagel. I have you minus 140 and Nagel is plus 120. I completely disagree with the premise. You guys have no chance. Nagel will have to shoot the course record to win this thing. That's from the Green Park Goblin.
He just
I empty my bank account then. Who's taking action on that?
The dude shot a 62 4 days ago.
What are you, Pete Rose? You're going to bet against yourself?
Not against
I don't know if we can allow you in the pairing.
I'm going to bet on Nagel.
Plowhawk, the one thing I didn't really answer your question before. How many bogeys is he going to make, right? He's at the most, if he plays terrible, he's going to make 2 bogeys.
Okay. So
that's if he plays terrible. He probably won't make a bogey.
That's nice.
At his home court. I mean, the other thing you got to understand about the Kisner thing, they did a smart thing. They took him to Pinehurst number 2, which for pros is brutal, right? Nagel, God love him, at Meadowbrook, he's semi-comfortable there. I mean, Pinehurst number 2 would make any pro feel uncomfortable, and they were able to get him there. But I feel like the golf course sets up, a little bit more to Chris's advantage.
Yeah, Jackson, if we played the blue tees at Normandy, I would say we have a shot.
At one point, I was thinking, but then I think it would have changed the game, bringing this to my home course.
Totally.
Yeah.
100% would change it there.
Right.
It's a totally different game at Westbrook.
Right.
Yeah.
Normandy, we can't do Normandy until Mr. Nicholas finishes, I don't think.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's fair, too.
But we could do that maybe as round 2.
But if we can push a bunch of holes early, I think that'll give us confidence. If we lose the first
At that point, you will probably notice he'll be gripping and re-gripping like Norman.
Yeah. He's going to be real frightened of y'all.
You get undo a glove and be like, Wellington, we've had a great run.
I predict Iggy will sink the winning putt. That's from the Crestwood Coyote. Oh, my God. It's like Greg Amsinger's prediction on Pool's 700 home runs. How about that, Iggy? You on number 18, right in front of Chris Nagel, just like Adam Long did to Phil Mickelson. That's what's going to happen with a gallery full of patrons.
Well, if I have a shot at making it to win, I'm sure I'll make it. I don't feel pressure, and I actually thrive under pressure.
Look at that, Michael.
If it gets to 18 and there's a putt
Somebody's
going
to create a gif of Michael's reaction.
I will be shocked if it comes to that. Again, Jackson, I'm hoping for the best, and I'll be pumping us up, but I'm just being realistic. I'm going into it to have fun, and hopefully we can win a few holes and put a little pressure on them, and maybe, as I said yesterday, Wellington at the end of the round, maybe we look in that bag and we see 15 clubs.
You want me to put one in there to get you to get him in trouble?
Out. Disqualified.
What's the Iggy match-winning putt paying out right now? That plus 8,000 or?
I think plus 8,000 is a nice number, actually.
First of all, I'll tell you this too, Iggs. I don't think that Chris needs a caddy for this thing.
What do you mean?
I think I should just be out there with a microphone, covering your shots and some of your activity and all the other players as well.
Or why don't you just play on our team?
No, I don't think that would be good.
Even.
It still wouldn't do much. I don't know how much better we'd be. We'd have a little better chance, but still, this guy.
Boy, that's an alarming. That's the first eye-opening comment I've heard on this discussion.
I don't like listening to that.
With him on the team, we still can't win.
Well, he said it improves our chances.
Look, you got to understand the venue. You got to understand the venue. The guy knows every putt and every green. So
I know. Well, I'm a good green reader. So.
That's the when he can make.
There's another gift for somebody to create.
We'll be good there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you read all the putts for the team.
The Loomster says if 4 average golfers can beat Kisner and Perez and Joel Damon and lose to Homa on the last hole, the 5 of you 100% have a chance to win. That's from the Loomster, who is possibly the listener of the year in 2022.
They are so underestimating what the difference between Riggs being a 4 or,
Did you know Riggs is a 4?
Frankie being an 8 or a 6.
I figured he was between like a 3 and an 8 somewhere
really?
in there.
I thought he was like a 10.
All he does is play golf.
Yeah, well,
he might as well be all right.
If me and Iggy turned our 20 and 18 to 8s and 6s, then it does change the game.
Sure.
Like, you cannot compare the Kisner to we just don't play as much golf as they do. Kisner isn't as far off the tee as Nagel. He's a PGA Tour pro. I get it, but the key is the distance that we're going to be having to go up.
The back tees and the golf course are the difference here. And I think to Tim's point, if you do this at Westboro, Algonquin, or Greenbrier, a smaller course around the area, Forest Hills, then it's a different ballgame because you guys can reach all the par 4s and you may have a chance to get to some of the par 5s. But
then it is a putting contest at that point.
A little bit. Well, I mean, obviously he's going to have more looks probably at birdie, I would think. Just more. Naturally. Yeah, he strikes it slightly better than you guys.
Are we rolling it?
Come on, Welly, you're killing us here.
Do we get to roll it?
That's a good question.
We should be
able
to
scramble. You guys do.
Scramble.
Yeah. We should be able to roll this beast.
Guys, if you listen closely, you can hear Iggy's voice is currently trembling. He is nervous.
God almighty. I said we're going to lose.
I don't know if
anybody What am I nervous about? I'm just going to go out and have fun. Play my game. You think I'm going to get nervous? There's no money involved.
I will charge all of the fat fan page people $25 to park at my house. Steve from Wildwood can park for free. Wellington can tend to the misses. Bring on the Hoosiers next Wednesday. Can't wait. That's from Mr. 63011. I guess he's a resident near the golf course, and he is going to allow fan page members to park at his home.
I love it. Probably across the street, 3 blocks back. Probably not even near the golf
Are we letting
course.
people in to watch? Have we decided to figure that out yet?
That is not up to us. That would be up to Meadowbrook. But you're bringing the veterans who we had at the Dotem.
I'm going to
from
invite
Arlington Greens.
I'm going to invite the veterans from our Veterans League, and I would think you'll get at least 20 to 30.
Yeah.
So you'll have a strong gallery, and I know you're a natural showman, Kenny. So
when I saw the people lined up behind the green, that just pumped me up.
Okay.
Did it?
What time
is it?
I heard the chance.
The delivery.
So when Jackson's getting on you for not being positive enough, realize that the gallery will lift you, and you will be able to.
I can only do so much though. From 40 yards, it's different than.
Stop with the excuses.
Being in the fairway,
just get on their team. I mean, look, I don't think you guys can win, but at least get on their team.
Look at you. You don't think we can win either.
Yeah, but I'm not playing on the team.
Well,
I mean, if I was on the team, I would say we have a chance, right?
I'm just being realistic.
This isn't just a mental game. You're a pawn for Nagel. Nagel told you to stay on this.
Yes.
I know.
We hatched the whole thing last night.
I know Nagel's listening. He's going to get overconfident.
Oh,
Their own
God,
team can't
no.
even think they win.
You're
And then we
gonna
get on that
laugh.
tee, and he's going to be shaking.
Guys, will you all have caddies out there as well? That's from Saucy Jack.
I prefer not to have a 4 caddy after what we did to Stan. We ruined that guy's life, and
You know Stan by chance? He's been caddying in the area for a long time at some of the nicer
Is
establishments.
this the guy you played with at Belle Reve? Or
That's
he
correct.
looped for you at Belle Reve? I do not know him.
He was giving some instruction to a couple of members of the pairing, and the members of the pairing were not listening to his instruction, and he finally just kind of gave up the ship when Iggy club twirled his block into the bunker short on 18 and said he did everything right. And I caught Stan rolling his eyes as I panned back over to him.
Was Stan a younger gentleman or
No.
older? Or
Yeah, a little older.
Seasoned veteran?
Yeah.
I went left of a tree when he demanded that I go right, and he purposely stopped giving me advice or wiping my ball out.
Yeah, that was I believe
Really?
that was on.
He didn't wipe your ball on the green after that?
I just don't think he-
That was on number 12 before the par 3. And he was not pleased with the line the Plowhawk took as he tried to negotiate the foliage. Good news for you, Michael. Mr. Licks is on the Steve Schmidt Kia Burke
pleasant.
County phone lines. Good morning, Mr. Licks.
Good morning, Tim. It's an honor to share these radio waves with you. Wellington, it's nice to meet you over the air.
The pleasure's mine, Licks.
Iggy, I think Iggy's still stunned by being Eskimo brothers with Mike Lee.
Wow. A+, Licks.
Dude, that was one of the the hammer was
More than
just
just-
That was
fly.
cutting.
More than just us two.
Holy crap!
Absolutely cutting for the gallery.
Just to be clear.
Oh man, nobody can say anything now.
Yeah, the players are stunned by what they've seen.
Was we supposed to say check, please?
Yeah.
Check, please. I'll go get coffee now, please. And I may throw up in the sink.
Hot.
Nice
Very
callback.
It's an interesting visual, isn't it?
Can't get it out of my head.
Nice job, Licks.
Damien.
Next topic.
Anything else?
Hey, Licks, where are you playing today?
Hey, why don't you talk for a while? I'm going to get coffee.
Iggy is excusing himself from the studio, Mr. Licks. You defeated him.
You ran him off.
No, I'll be
Licks.
back.
I'll save the pepper and genie for the end.
Okay.
Nice.
First, I just to be clear, I do live in Ladue, not Huntley.
Ladue, Michael. Larger population.
Yeah. There's only one house in Huntley that I'd even want to buy, and the guy won't sell it to me. So
Just stop, Licks. Come on, they're beautiful out there.
I do. I sent in a picture. I don't know why I sent in pictures like a loser, but I did meet Jeff Bezos a couple years ago
Oh, dear.
at the Kennedy Space Center, and my short interaction with him was I walked up to him. I said, "Hey, can I get you a drink?" He said, "No." And I said, "Can I get a picture?" And he said, "Yes." That was it.
So he wasn't the most affable gentleman, is what you're saying?
Well, I realized how stupid it was to offer the richest guy in the world a drink. Like, he's not going to take a drink from anyone. What? Like, you know what I mean?
Why were you and Jeff Bezos at the Kennedy Space Center at the same time? I guess I'd like to know.
It was a charity event. There was probably 75 of us, and we were raising money for STEM exposure to grade schoolers, trying to get them interested in STEM subjects. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I see the grade school hook to the Space Center.
Huh?
Sorry, I interrupted you, Licks. Go right ahead.
Bill.
I also met Tim. I almost met you in person at the PGA, which would have been an even bigger deal than meeting Bezos.
Right.
But the
Similar appearances.
I was with Mrs. Licks, and I said, "Hey, that's Tim McKernan, the guy on the radio show." And she goes, "Who?"
Right.
And I said, I pointed to him, and she goes, "The guy standing next to Joe Buck." And I said, "That is Joe Buck." And I thought it would be funny if I walked up to you guys and I asked Joe to take my picture with you, but I didn't do that.
It wouldn't have been bad.
Joe would have done it.
Joe would have done it. I remember he was interacting with Jameson, as a matter of fact. I can recall. This story has possibility of truth because we were with him during the practice round, I believe.
It was Wednesday. Yeah, the practice round.
All right, Mr. Licks has a little credibility on this one from my standpoint. I can confirm some of these details.
It was right. I wish I remembered what hole it was, but anyways.
It was we were at 17, and Tiger was playing with Justin Thomas, and I can't recall who else, but
Yeah.
I do remember that.
God, your memory is out of this world.
We were working concessions that day.
Hey, Welly, did you grow up in St. Louis?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to DeSmet Jesuit High.
That makes sense. Everything's making sense now.
Now, what does that mean? Because you've been very critical of Christian Brothers College and Vianney, and I don't know what to pick up with the read there on DeSmet. Because to me, if I were betting, that was a shot at DeSmet.
Well, it's a wannabe Jesuit school, but
wannabe Jesuit.
Let me take a guess where you went then.
Clip that off.
Priory.
Well, I don't get why people get so mad about the whole high school question. Like, how else am I supposed to peg where you fit in the socioeconomic ladder?
Great point.
That's actually a really good point.
Clip that off.
Very fair point.
Sexton,
Okay.
let's see if we can get Mike Flanagan to make a T-shirt.
Just that whole line.
My guess is you went to St. Louis U High, Licks.
Thank you. Like, if someone tells me they went to Vianney, it's like, okay, you're not going to be my friend.
Damn, dude. These are truth bombs.
What if someone went to public school, Licks?
PSKs are just a different breed, you know?
PSK is that public school kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. They're just different, you know?
Licks, did you go to college?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to undergrad?
I can't disclose that information, but it was a private.
Oh, it was a private college as well? You're so fancy.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Why do you tell people where you went to high school, but you won't tell them where you went to college?
Thank you, Ken.
Oh,
My guess is he went to a small private school, and at that point, people might be able to figure out who he is.
Yeah.
That's my guess, Mr. Licks. I don't know.
Hey, Iggy, I was waiting. Hey, does it bother you that like no one invites you to these sales meetings?
Why would it bother me?
Well, there's like 30 people in the meeting, and Tim, and Jackson are needed. Their opinions are needed, and they don't invite you.
Well, then that's fine. If they want me to come to a meeting, I'll come. Why would that bother you? Why do you care if I go to meetings or not?
What meeting are we talking about? I completely ignored this.
That's the right follow-up to that one.
Yeah, I mean, if they want me to come to a meeting, they can ask. I'll gladly do anything Hubbard asked me to do or Tim asked me to do. But I'm not going to invite
Tim is
myself.
Hubbard.
Hey, can I come to your meeting?
I am Hubbard.
No,
Everyone on the show is invited.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you care.
You always say you'll do whatever anyone asks, but whenever any sort of production is needed, you sit out.
All right, tell me where I was asked to do production and I said no.
Well, it's called raising your hand. You know?
Go ahead and tell me where production was needed and I said no. Yeah, you can't, so shut up.
Well, I played Victoria National earlier.
Something else now.
That's something you would do. Go ahead, Lex. You played Victoria National when?
Earlier this year. Do you like that course?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and let everybody know that's where you play. That's all it was.
They bungled up a couple holes, but there's about 15 good holes out there.
I went and they had mowed like all the tall stuff down, so it wasn't that special. It's kind of like the beginning of the season. I was unimpressed as well.
Thank you for sharing that.
I played Sawgrass a few years ago. How do you like that course?
It's hard.
Played Port Royal and Bermuda. What do you think of that course? Yeah. Played Pinehurst.
Timberlakes
Played
off of
Pinehurst about 10
55.
years ago. Did you like that course? Just start throwing out your courses.
Licks. Iggy's really letting you have it.
I did. I have played Pinehurst number 2.
Oh God.
That one impressed me.
What kind of handicap are you, Licks?
What do you think he is, Michael?
I'm.
Who cares? Who cares?
I was going to say he's about a 3 or 4. But he's probably
Licks, do you have a USGA handicap in the GIN system?
No, I don't. I love golfing, but I'm honestly not a very good golfer.
Yeah, when you say you love golfing, that means you're not a good golfer because we don't golf.
Yeah.
We play golf.
Wow. That's a tell? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway.
Step down off that soapbox. Licks?
Fair enough. Can't deny the great Wellington.
You said you wanted to tend to Pepper and Genie when Iggy returned. He's back. Anything you want to say?
Thank you. Real quick. So no joke, they confused Ken Jeong yesterday with Kim Jong Un.
No, not we.
I did.
Don't say,
I did.
Don't say,
Don't say we.
Yeah, don't say they.
I did. I said Kim Jong.
Discussion play.
Terrible commercials. I said Kim Jong Un is in this terrible eye-itching
And my
commercial.
question
That was sponsor got him on board.
And my question was, Ken Jong-un is doing commercials where?
And I said, oops, I meant Kim Jong.
I guess anyone can get work nowadays.
So yes, Licks, that was on me.
But Iggy, you guys continued to call him Kim Jong afterwards.
What is it?
Ken.
Jong.
Oh, it's Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, I butchered him.
I'm pretty
the
sure I
entire-
said
yeah.
Ken Jong because I've interviewed him.
That entire
Twice.
episode.
Kim. You said Kim, Iggy.
Well, you probably thought I said Kim when I said Ken.
Bet you like that hover round reference, though. Not many people got it. Hover round.
Well, it's 8:36.
Well, thanks for listening every day, though. I appreciate it.
Killer call.
There's Mr. Licks. Your first chance to interact with him, Michael.
He wasn't too different than the other calls I've heard. At least he's consistent. I think we're getting closer on figuring out who he is. He divulged the high school thing.
What are you going to do? Go to SLU and type in Licks? See what comes up?
I mean, I don't know. We're going to get to the bottom of this sooner or later. I got people asking me on random driving ranges if I know who he is, and now I kind of want to find out.
Well, we could find out. Does the number come up when he calls in?
Oh, yeah, but
Well,
I
that's
don't want to
pretty
do
simple.
that.
Why? That's how we find out who he is.
Well, I mean,
We don't have to divulge it, but we would know who he is.
right, but I mean, it's his business.
I would never go to Ole Miss.
Now, that's ridiculous because everybody should go to Ole Miss.
Yeah, I want to go to a game.
Have you ever been to a game there?
No, Ravy's going to try to
Whoa.
take me this year, so he's
Whoa.
trying to set
You would
that up.
kill the
Special.
Grove, I'm sure.
Oh, I
I've
can't.
been there twice.
How did you do?
It is like a upscale Mardi Gras where the woman-to-man ratio is 2-to-1. It's spectacular.
I've heard great things.
Is it the best you've seen in this land of ours, the United States of America?
Yes.
It is.
As far as
Mount Rushmore of areas.
Pre-game for a football game?
Well, I'm just talking about in general, because you're really high on Detroit now after.
Right. Detroit slipped in there. Certainly the Grove at Ole Miss, I think.
Okay. Oxford, Mississippi
is
gets
renowned for the scenery.
Yep.
I think that's a fair. I think maybe. I mean, LSU is pretty strong. I've been to some.
Oh,
games
is that
there.
right?
Yeah, the tailgating scene.
I don't
at
hear. I
LSU
didn't
is
hear.
really
I
good.
usually hear about strange, angry men at LSU for night games, but not the co-ed
it's good.
situation. Is
It's
that
good.
right?
Yeah,
Fun,
absolutely.
Fun. Good to hear.
What about Cape?
Haven't been to Cape recently. Certainly not for a game.
Been to a winery. A bunch of old hags there.
Okay, there's that.
But it wasn't the university.
So that is not going to get in your Mount Rushmore.
What is that, Southeast down there?
Yeah, SEMO. Yeah, that's a party school, too. A lot of people go down there.
I think Gainesville would have to be pretty.
The Swamp probably is good.
before
I've
a
never
game.
been.
Drake will be there in less than 48 hours. How about that? Or 50 hours for that matter. Hell, I don't know.
You think Drink can scrape out a win down there? I don't think he can on the Swamp.
What's the Dominic Lovett situation? 50-50, Jackson?
50-50. I would doubt he's going to play.
I know. I kind of feel like, and I hate to do this, and this is coming from somebody who bet the money line on Missouri last week, so, it's not like I'm just betting against Missouri, but I kind of feel like Florida might be a play this week. I got to tell you, I have no idea when we're doing Pick 6 because we have a bunch of stuff here over the next couple days. The number is holding steady at 11. If there's no Dominic Lovett, you kind of got an idea what that Missouri offense was.
You got to think the emotions after the last 2 games for Missouri have got to be in the bucket.
It's a tough bounce back.
Put it this way.
What do we got? What do you got?
Florida -1 is
on your teaser?
going in all 6 of my teasers.
Wow!
That's a good
And I
play.
think you might be. Is Iggy back in first place?
No.
I'm still in first place?
Yep.
But Iggy's got to be close.
Yeah, he's up there.
See, I think if the Tigers were 4-1, just knocked off Georgia, I think you're more inclined to maybe play Lovett in a certain situation. But, dude, he's your best offensive player.
That actually, Plowhawk, is a sports take of yours that I agree with you 100% on.
There's no need for him to play.
Yeah, because you have a bye week in Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but get healthy, go to Vandy. Even if he doesn't play Vandy, you still got 3 games left on the schedule. And
the Gators are so streaky. Like, it depends on what Gator team. If it's the Gator team against Utah, Missouri might be in hot water. But if it's the one that came out against Tennessee or Kentucky, then whole different ballgame.
Well, your guys have phenomenal
those games on the
rush
road
defense
against
right
Kentucky
now.
and Tennessee.
I believe Kentucky was at the Swamp, and Tennessee was in Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, I know Tennessee was in Knoxville. Michael's a big Tennessee guy. He's got the Tennessee.
You're right.
Do you call that a 3/4 zip? Is that what you call that?
That's what I call it.
It's got a good texture.
It does have a nice texture to it. Guys, I'm the straightest I've been in years, and I would like to bottom for Welly. Thanks. That's from the 636. So there's an offer.
I see what Doug has to deal with. My goodness. It's an odd offer.
How he worded that, it's like he just got out of rehab for bottom.
He's been working to turn himself into a hetero gentleman, but now he's just so tempted. Guys, I want Licks versus Wellington in the next match. Licks sounds like the porta potty guy and Jeffrey Dahmer. Thanks. That's from Mr. 63011.
He doesn't have a gin or a grant, so I would assume he's not a good golfer.
Yeah, in fairness to him, he did acknowledge that it's not like he is a player. All right, we'll close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour here at 8:41. We'll send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Dan McLaughlin going to join us coming up at, 10:45, my guess is, Jackson?
Yes, sir.
So we'll talk Cardinal playoff baseball with Dan McLaughlin at 10:45 on Balloon Party. And we welcome you to email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling, and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at DesignAirService.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling online at DesignAirService.com. This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago, and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalitas. TMA listeners know that Rosalitas Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled-high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalitas is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalitas has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalitas cater your next event. Check out RosalitasCantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good. So check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, the HomeLoanExpert.com, and you are always looking for a way to help people out, and the Hero Loan VA is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. That's how we get back to our military and their families. We close VA loans 21 days or less. Heck, I'd like to tell you 14 because we're doing them in 14 and less, but I can guarantee that 21 days or less on a VA loan. And you can buy a house with no money down. You can refinance and cash out up to 100% of your appraised value. Truly is one of the best programs out there. Get the loan that you deserve today at HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
And it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
I'm gay. Now.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
What is this?
This is Wellington Girl.
Oh, it's... Oh, my God.
Listen to...
I didn't delve this deep into her catalog.
I didn't even listen to this.
So good.
There's no video. It's just steadfast eyes. 138 views.
Got me kicked off.
How many views?
138.
Oh, glad to be part of it.
Michael, the name of this song from the girl who had you removed from Bumble is Steadfast Eyes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make a folder of her.
True story. Unfortunately, a true story.
Did she just compare something to Hurricane Katrina?
Probably.
Wow, she's woke.
Bold lyrics.
Who says music is dead, Michael?
It makes me feel better about
everything.
Getting kicked off a Bumble from someone like this.
Makes me feel better about like people on the fan page when I hear this.
Like if she was Mariah Carey, it'd be a little different story. But
this ain't Mariah.
Exactly. Was I pretty accurate with the low-budget Kesha call and like the female Joshua?
It is
is that fair?
Strong analogy. Because I was wondering, I'm like, okay, who could this be? Boy, that's amazing. I would like that in the rotation.
Oh yeah, this chick is dynamite. We got an acoustic session folder. Now we'll have a Cassie folder.
I had no clue that this would come up today. Cassie Moore.
Guys, the CIA recently took some heat for using this track during interrogations. Thanks. That's from Carlos Spicy Winter.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Hello, is Herb available to go private at 7:15 a.m. Pacific? That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
I'll hit him up.
Yeah, see if he can. God almighty, that song is getting a lot of response in the engineering side.
That was the whole point of playing such a banger.
And it has 138 views on YouTube?
Yeah, so when I say 138, there's no K at the end of that. It's a total of 138 and one like.
Yeah, that's gotta be a deflating feeling. You put all that work into the production of the song and you get 138.
I think the best part of it is the one that liked it, the only like is her. So she liked
always
her.
tough.
Gotta believe in yourself. When was that released, Posey?
She put that on there beginning of 2021, so it's almost 2 years old.
All right.
Well, it has time to gain traction.
Right. Yeah, sometimes things don't pop until 3-4 years later.
Tim, all right, this chick's music is weird. I now would be uncomfortable for our wives' trip to this. Sorry. Thanks from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack, so it sounds like he is withdrawing his offer. That's unfortunate. Michael Wellington filling in for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, who's vacationing in the Hamptons. And Michael will be with us for tomorrow's show as well, and Monday and Tuesday. Then Doug returns Wednesday just in time to hit the ball pure at Meadowbrook in front of, I would describe it as thousands of patrons.
You think
Thousands.
Doug's sharpening up his game?
I would imagine he is having a little session with a guy he calls Butch. That's what I would imagine. Mm-hmm. Doug's expressed to me that he's having trouble making contact with the ball lately.
Doesn't serve well for who you're about to play against.
You'll run into that on tour, though, every once in a while. A guy will...
You'll hit it sideways?
It's sideways. So you're welcome to get involved. 314-881-TMA5, Engineered Design Facilities. And you are also welcome to call in, as many friends of the Feather are doing lately. 636-9004 TMA. Steve Schmidt, Kia of North County. Phone line. It is our appliance discounters, 8 o'clock. Our appliance discounters, your hometown appliance stores featuring major brands like GE. A Cardinal playoff game. Anybody going tomorrow? Go.
No. Madison is.
Negative.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her and Mom are going.
Jackson, you going?
No, I'm driving to Chicago tomorrow.
Oh, Chi-Town stand up.
Whoa, slow down there, partner. What's going on in Chicago?
Yeah, what's it doing?
To be fair, Chicago would be... It's a sub. Geneva, Illinois.
Hoffman Estates.
They're a 3-star road tackle?
Yeah, I'm doing some recruiting for freelance work. I'm playing in a buddy's golf tournament up there.
Sick.
Good.
Very nice.
Driving up?
Yep. It's only like 4.
Are you looking for love?
Nah. No, this weekend it's a boys' weekend.
I got a Hito girl I can hook you up with out there. She wants.
I'm good.
She owns a pastry shop.
The Hito girl who owns the pastry shop will be a new texter within the next 2 minutes.
I mean, I'll hit her up if I need some brioche, but I think I'll hold off on the love.
No, I'll preface that by saying she was hot like 25 years ago.
Right, and I'm 24 years old. So,
yeah, so she's 50
when you were born, she was a dimer.
So just to be clear, Jackson, you're saying no.
Yeah, I'll pass this time, but don't hesitate to send over more recommendations.
Okay.
I would log into Bumble, type in Cassie Moore, and see what the status is.
I wish you could search people on Bumble. That'd be a cool feature.
Plowboy, will you be watching A Time to Kill during the Cardinal playoff season?
Yeah, what am I doing tomorrow?
Yeah, what do you got going on?
Actually, I may have...
You may have time to watch the game?
Yeah, I may peek in every now and then. It's on an actual network, which is super nice. So we get to watch that.
Tickets are inexpensive for the game.
I was surprised, too, when I saw
30-something bucks for, like, Section 300.
Do you have a thing for A Time to Kill?
Well, I watched it during a Blues playoff
Like Sam
game.
Jackson,
and
that one.
I watched it the other night.
it's phenomenal.
What a picture.
It's
Jake Brigance.
Well, Ashley Judd.
Ooh, young Ashley Judd.
Oh,
My
man.
good gracious.
She used to get naked a lot in her early movies, and then she
She
kinda
did?
stopped. Yeah,
Is that right?
What?
beautiful body.
What movies? I've never seen those movies. What are those?
I can't think of it.
I don't know if she's a nudity person.
No, she's been in like 2 or 3 where she got naked.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There wasn't a
Iggy
place
has a
in time
Mr.
to-
Skin account if you want to borrow it.
Mr. Skin?
I don't think.
Yeah, all the tours on all the caddies
No,
on
they
tour
don't.
have it, so you should have.
They don't let me share it anymore. They changed it. I remember because Jeff Burton texted me one day during both of our shows, "What's your Mr. Skin password? It's not working." And I found out they changed it because it was getting overrun by the same password.
By Fluff,
Yeah,
Greller,
Can't be handing that out.
Joe LaCava.
Right.
Why didn't Jay gave it out?
Ashley Judd was in Heat, and I don't remember her getting nude in that film.
No, that's one movie.
She was
Iggy,
not
isn't there like a site where you, Mr. Skin, you could tell us where this is?
I'll look right now.
All right, fair enough. While you look for that, I'm going to tell people about a place, and it's a place called Mentality. That's what I'm going to do. LowTUSA.com if you are dealing with feeling tired, if you're putting on weight, you just feel like age is taking its toll on you, well, Mentality can help the cause. Go to LowTUSA.com Com. It's FDA-approved testosterone treatment with board-certified physicians who work with most insurance. And I went out there, and I can tell you firsthand, it's a wonderful place with really kind people. A lot of TMA listeners have been going out there since they started advertising with us. If you're dealing with low energy or motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, you're tired all the time, feeling anxious and moody, irritable, dealing with impatience, these are symptoms of low testosterone. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restore their ability to perform normally at all levels. So check out lowtusa.com. Let them know you are a TMA listener and work with Mentality today. It's lowtusa.com. We are in our Michelob Ultra studios. Michelob Ultra. Michael, do you see the sign over my left shoulder? 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. Sponsor of the Dotem, the Lemmings Open, and the Fan Page Club Championship. And I understand you would like to try to compete in the Fan Page Club Championship and see if you can negotiate a field of 64, some of the finest St. Louis has to offer.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Drew Pranger, Nagel's trying to get in.
I would figure Nagel is exempt.
I think Nagel would probably lose, honestly, as weird as it sounds, because he'd be giving about 30 pops.
Sure.
Yep, that's the situation. Guys, we're getting a lot of texts here. F the games. I'm camping out at the beer pong tables for the lesbianism show. That's Steve in Wildwood, so he will not be going to the games.
Where is that?
I guess that's a PBR.
I'm in.
So you will be now heading down there with Steve. Oh, you love Steve in Wildwood. He's a patriot.
I met him at the Dotem in the springtime. He was
Loves
a
America.
tremendous gentleman. Yeah, it was
He
great
wants to bet $5,000 on Nagel, by the way.
He's a smart man. It's nice to put the
gonna take
name
the
with the face, when you don't know the face.
If you were to bet $5,000 on Nagel, wouldn't you only win like 1,000 though? You know what I mean?
Has Vegas set the lines yet?
I wonder what the line really should be. Jackson, I mean, you are the optimist on our group. What would you set the line?
Nagel minus 180.
Oh, come on.
That's the line I would set.
Can we get some action on that on the fan pin, please?
750.
Somebody's going to have to take the other side because we just don't run a book yet. We're trying to get it going.
You ready for this?
What do we have?
Ashley Judd.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I mean, you're going back a ways, but then
just what's the name of the film?
All right, The Passion of Darkly Moon, 1995.
Darkly Moon. It's an adverb serving as an adjective. Fascinating.
Isn't it Darkly Noon?
So that had to
Darkly
be right
Noon,
before
The Passion of Darkly Noon, 1995. Right. She got naked quite a bit in Norma Jean in Maryland, 1996.
Wow.
She got naked in Normal Life, 1996.
Wow.
Ooh, nice butt in Double Jeopardy, 1999.
Yeah, but that's not full frontal.
Well, there's a boob, too, but
a single boob?
Eye of the Beholder. Well, nudity is nudity.
How is that possible?
Hey, if she
Jackson,
shows,
see if Flanagan can get that put together.
If she shows a nip,
I didn't know what the addendums to nudity were.
Eye of the Beholder, 99. She got naked.
That's a start.
Someone Like You in 2001.
I'm shocked that she did this many, but hey, she's
Someone
good in
Like
the
You
ones
was like
that
a
she's not.
rom-com, wasn't it?
Isn't
Am I
that-
right?
didn't she
With
play
Greg Kinnear?
Doesn't she play like the lady who studies chimps in that movie?
Twisted.
And then she just all of a sudden show Shrub?
Twisted in 2004. And then a lot of nudity in Bug in 2006.
Wow.
And then she got to slow down, just bra and panties after that.
Wait, they
Bug
break
is a
down,
wild
like,
movie,
bra and
by the way.
panties as
Yeah,
well?
it is kind of weird, but
Bill Friedkin.
Thank you for the knowledge, Ken.
There you go. Knowledge is power. Back-to-back texts complaining about Jackson typing, and we haven't gotten texts
That was
complaining
me
about you typing.
Yeah, it's my mic switch. I forgot to turn it off.
So who was typing?
I was the one typing. I'm penning an email. So
Oh.
People complain when they hear the typing strokes?
They complain about everything, Mike.
Yeah, don't give him an inch, Mike. Can't give him an inch.
It's a very emotional listenership, isn't it?
yeah, they're very invested.
Give and take.
Very invested in our work ethic, and if we do live spots or not.
Or the sound of keystrokes.
Yeah, screw them. Right?
And
It's
I was
Pepper and Genie every day, recorded at 10:15.
You guys having Kim Jong-un on today?
Yeah, that was a bad beat. Great content.
Yesterday we just talked mad commercials.
How'd it go?
Well, Doug chimed in.
Yeah, Doug was.
What did he have to say?
He was flabbergasted when I dropped an F-bomb.
Not used to that.
What?
I was surprised he'd never heard of a hover round and all the commercials attached to that product. So I brought that up. I assumed Doug knew what it was.
If I came on Pepper and Genie, what would the topic be?
Well, you can come in today. You're here.
There you go. There you go. You're in. Just like that, Michael.
We don't know the topic yet.
No, we
There's
can
one of
talk-
the problems.
I don't have to sign any waivers or.
We can talk dating sites if you want.
Well, you got to sign a
I
non-compete.
think we covered that enough.
Well,
on
it's
this
not like
program.
we don't repeat ourselves on Pepperoncini.
Yeah, the only thing, you can't go on any other podcast named after a condiment.
Right,
or
there's a non-compete.
A topping, so like you can't go on, you go on pepperoncini, you can't go on like, minced garlic and oregano.
Do you put pepperoncinis on a lot of your food?
I love pepperoncinis.
Iggy, this started with you not liking pepperoncini.
I mentioned Amaghetti's special is one of my favorite sandwiches, and I said I always get it without the pepperoncinis.
And that's what.
And
That's where
I couldn't
it's
say
born.
the word. Pepperoncini. I don't know what it is.
I put pepperoncinis in my scrambled eggs.
Pepperoncinis.
Oh, really? How's that treat you?
Pretty good. Scrambled eggs with pepperoncinis and some ham, diced ham. It's delicious.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
Guy, Wellington, how are you able to stay focused when you're hearing Iggy breathing so heavily? Thanks. That's from the millennial.
Have you heard it?
So not only do they go after keystrokes, they go after your breathing levels.
Yeah, well, it's not. It doesn't
We shouldn't
happen.
move.
They made that up from day one.
Honestly, I haven't. I would assume that I'm breathing. I'm a nose breather, and it's
Oh, is that right?
obnoxious.
Well, we all have to breathe. They just-
You're correct about that.
There's a take we can all get behind.
When I'm
I
not
haven't
talking-
heard it yet.
When I'm not talking, I'm like this.
If I noticed it, I would say.
Looking at
I
you,
noticed it.
looking at Tim. I'm not even by the mic.
Is that a Puma hat?
It is.
Ricky.
I told Plum
Bryson.
I said I bought this Puma hat. I think I've worn it once. I don't like the way it fits. It kind of matches my pants, so I wore it.
The Swing Haven board member wants your opinion, Michael. What is your opinion of the Swing Haven track? I guess he's a member there. I don't know.
I like Wing Haven. They've had U.S. Open qualifying there a number of times.
Yeah.
I think it's solid. I think the only thing I don't like is that kind of blind second shot on 18, but
yeah,
the rest of those holes are pretty solid.
Play the Mega Mar Foundation there, tournament there for I think our 5th year in a row.
Yeah, it's a good track.
That's that people love it.
Very solid track.
Good shape.
This Wellington fella is strikingly handsome. My goodness, that's from a gentleman, but it's still great. The Crestwood Coyote. So there you go. If you're interested there.
Boy,
It's a shame you're not gay. You'd have your pick of the litter of our listeners.
You don't need to be gay to have a pick of our listeners. Just act like it.
You can text in if you want to flirt with Michael, 314-881-TMA5. Engineer Design Facilities. You can also call in, 636-9004-TMA. It is our Steve Schmidt-Kia of North County phone lines. And, of course, send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. It's the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour, your hometown appliance source for products such as GE. Ryan Kelly, title sponsor of this show for a decade, literally a decade. It's Ryan Kelly online at thehomeloanexpert.com. A lot of volatility right now with interest rates. Well, good news. Ryan Kelly can get you the lowest. And I like what he's saying here, and there's a lot of truth to it. Because about a year ago, if you were going to buy a home, you knew you had to pack a lunch because you probably had to offer over list. And then some people were writing notes to try to appeal to people's emotions to get them to sell the home to them. That has come to an end, and now it is a buyer's market. So what Ryan says is you marry the house, you date the rate, because when rates go back down, you will be able to refinance. So don't miss out on the home of your dreams right now just because of interest rates. Work with the Home Loan Expert online at thehomeloanexpert.com, whether you're refinancing or you're getting pre-approved or you just want to get home right now in this buyer's market. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com. Chris Nagel just texted me and said, I've called in 3 times. Is that...
This happens.
Does it happen?
I've had this happen.
You've had it happen.
Sure.
We have a phone situation that if it's not in Jackson's view...
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, these used to light up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but now they don't. So I would have to actually, turn... The phone is not located great.
I'll send you his number, Jackson, so you can just call him.
Cool. My apologies.
Well, I mean, if there's no way to hear it, then there's...
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm sending it to Jackson, nurse, and my nurse now has what he needs. All right, Nagel's calling in. And Stephen Wildwood. No, this is just the 636. Welly, do you prefer a cut or uncut, gentleman? And this one comes from a guy who just sent in a picture of his wife.
Can I suspend anybody?
Yeah, go ahead. Doug will put him in his thing when he gets back.
Can I suspend the 636?
Yeah, he did. Although, and I was going to show you the picture, but I worry the YouTube cameras would catch it because he sent in a picture of what he's saying is his wife,
Oh boy.
And she has her nipples pierced.
Oh, can I see?
You're gonna have to come this way.
Have you ever encountered that, Iggy? Nipples pierced?
It could be rough.
Like live?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Not shocking.
Yeah. A couple of times.
Nice.
Well, you see them
Recently?
all the time at Hito, but
Oh, you do? I've never been.
yeah, and then you see the guys with the C rings.
How often does Hito
Jacob's
happen?
Ladder.
Is it like a couple times a year these places are open, or are they open like every weekend?
What's that?
Hito.
No, it's open all the time.
All right, I don't know how it works. I'm trying to learn
Oh,
something.
it's a resort.
I thought there'd be like 1 weekend a year.
Iggy really doesn't like to talk about hedonism, so...
Well, I'm done with the
Seriously?
place. I used to, but I'm done with the place.
You're the only person I know that's ever done it, so I'm going to need some knowledge.
You would kill there. You would.
That's irrelevant.
You would have. Well,
I just want to know what it's like.
Well,
I'm not quite sure you'll be as interested.
Well, nowadays it's more younger swingers that are going. It used to be just the older people that like to be free and not have to wear clothes and enjoy themselves.
Nudists.
Drink during the day, pretty much.
Okay.
And you would see the occasional sex out on the raft, and you get excited. Oh, look, they're having sex on the raft. Now it's you have to get step over them on your way to the room. Excuse me, let me go. Sorry.
Oh, there's been a sexual revolution in these last 20 years.
Well, it's just Hito has changed. Now they're just they want swingers. All they want is swing. They're swingers that are renting out the resort on a weekly basis.
Nagel haven't listened to this on hold.
He is
on hold right now.
Well, you asked the question. I was just answering it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Chris Nagel to the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone lines. Probably didn't get a good night's sleep now that he knows that this match is set, and then he just had to hear that. So we're coming at you with the mental game, Chris. Get ready.
My goodness, that was strange.
Yeah, wait till next week. We'll be walking up the fairway. I'll be throwing all these stories at you.
I think Michael's going to keep his players shielded from this pairing. That's what I would imagine is one of the strategies going into it. Well, the match has been set. You're right, Michael, and it will take place at approximately 2 p.m. next Wednesday as Birdies for Bipolar partners with Meadowbrook Country Club and TMA versus the World. Next up, Chris Nagel. Chris, your reaction to this showdown?
It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I put it on the calendar and circled it with a red pen.
Oh, no, he's got it circled.
You guys are dead.
Yeah.
Jackson, are you more concerned hearing that we've been circled?
Yeah, but my confidence is still, my belief is still strong.
Chris, I know it's not fair to ask somebody in the fight to set the odds on the fight. Some of our listeners insist that we should be favorites. Michael begins to laugh uproariously when he hears that. How would you handicap this at your home track, and will we be playing 7,400 yards?
No, like 72-ish.
There we go. More favorable.
We'll give you guys a fair chance.
Look at that. How sporting.
They're moving the tees up just for us?
on a hole or two.
Look at that. Look at
I
that.
want you guys to be able to cover the water.
Nice. What a gesture. How sporting.
Yeah. It's going to be sad when on par threes I'm laying up short of the water.
It's a good strategy. Keeps one in play for us.
We got a couple yardages short of the par threes for you.
There is a 254-yard par 3, number 4, that the listeners are texting in about. Michael's concerned about the carry on number 15, and some of the members of my team are not really expecting to see the 15th tee box, candidly.
Yes, that'll pose a challenge, even for the best players. That's like a 260 cover.
Perfect.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was 250. Bad caddy.
Well, that's just.
Can we throw it?
Plowsy and Doug can't get there.
Well, we're going to put those tees one step from the back cut of the rough. It'll be 260.
I still can't get there. You can get it 190.
Well, I hope we're not dormy when we get to 15.
I think it would take me 2 shots to get. Yeah,
So is there an island that we can take a ferry out to for the Plowhawks tee shot?
Oh, just skip it. You just skip
You just skip it, just like Augusta.
Hooded 4-iron, just skip it across.
Even if we lose 6-5, we're still going to play that hole.
Just get working.
Yeah, get working.
All right.
Right.
So you went out and fired a 62 this past Friday, which is one shy of your own course record there?
Yeah, I made a few birdies on with that last Friday, and had to peel off a couple dollars out of the wallet, so it was kind of a sour
sour moment.
Yeah. So you lost money, but you shot a 62. That has to smart a bit.
Yeah, the playing good part is overshadowed by the peeling off a few bucks. I don't mind showing out some cash if I play bad, but when you play good and you lose, it's a little.
Did you make 10 birdies, or did you have an eagle in there?
I made 10 birdies.
Okay.
Wow, so 10
Good
of
luck,
18.
fellas.
Did you go up against a sandbagger? What happened there?
Yes.
Cletus?
Lost the match on the first hole. That's what happened.
I've been a part of some of those, and they've been sponsored events of the show. As a matter of fact,
We'll have that next
amazing
Wednesday.
how it can work out that way. So, Chris, we've had a chance to play together. I don't know. Iggy was talking about. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the video. If you and Michael have been doing any scouting, but Iggy is masterful from 40 yards out, and I know that's a shot that a lot of pros like to leave themselves with. And you haven't seen the Plowhawks game. Plowhawk, how far do you hit driver?
He'll soon find out that it's not very far.
Okay.
More accurate.
Doug's been having trouble making contact with the ball. And Jackson, the most confident member of our Ruth Park Fivesome, Jackson can play. Jackson, you're a 10? Is that right, 12?
Yeah, 10.
All right. And a confident 10. And I like to emphasize Jackson believes in belief.
Correct. Yeah. You have to believe. You have to visualize.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's half the battle.
Thank you, Nagel. Thank you.
Yeah, and the other half is being 50 yards behind you if Tim or Jackson bust one.
But I got to tell you, 50 yards is a compliment.
If we're 50 yards, I'm celebrating.
I said if you bust it and put it in the fairway, we're still 50 back.
Well, it's going to challenge the players, Michael.
You're gonna have 5 cracks at it. So.
Well, 2.
As long as you see one of the 5 to be decent.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Negs, you've got a team divided here. You've got some
Not
positive
divided.
pieces of the team.
I'm just being realistic.
You got other pieces of this team that are not sure that they even want to play.
Oh, we all want to play. We're gonna have fun. Now, look, if we go out the first 2 holes and Chris maybe is a little rattled and makes a bogey and a par, and we make a couple of birdies, and we go 2 up, then the nerves switch.
Chris, when was your last 8 that you've shot? We need a few of those peppered into your round.
Probably high school. Not even high school, probably.
We're doing a match play, right? Not a short play.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Well, I'll probably pick up after 5 or 6, so I don't think I'll ever get to an 8.
There you go. See, look at that. Iggy, you starting to feel better?
Well, if you're picking up at a 5 or 6.
I mean, at that point, we're still trying to negotiate around the green.
We're in the
We're looking for a layup area still.
Yeah, we're just trying to get it to 40 yards.
We're telling you to pick up.
That's
Pretty live fight. Go ahead, pick up. We can't get there.
That's our strategy.
Plowhawk, to answer your question, I've caddied for him for about 4.5, 5 years. I've never seen him make an 8.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Well, now I'm nervous. I might peel off an 8 on next Wednesday.
And you've never played in front of a gallery like the one we're going to have at Meadowbrook, right?
No.
In terms of the total weight.
Who's the biggest name, whether it's the U.S. Open or when you Monday qualify? Who's the biggest name you've ever been paired with?
Biggest name?
Yeah, I saw. I mean,
Anthony,
some bad
Anthony
beats.
Kim back in the day. That was pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
probably like one of my favorite.
Oh, I didn't know that you played with Anthony Kim, the most mysterious man in golf.
Yeah, before he was still in the amateur outings. But it was fun because he kept hitting into the group in front of us because he thought they were playing too slow.
Iggy, Anthony Kim and you were one and the same.
My kind of guy.
It's kind of entertaining.
Their games are so similar.
So never anybody bigger than that?
Iggy is not impressed with your resume.
Well, I mean, no, Anthony Kim was good back in the day, but I would think at some point, when you make a cut, you're at the mercy of who else shot what you did after 36 and what time you got in. But I think you'd have to get paired every once in a while with a Homa or
Pat Perez was fun to play with.
You played Pat Perez?
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you on the bag for that one, Michael?
I was not.
You were not?
His wife's a good follow on Instagram.
If you're looking for people to follow on Instagram, Chris, Pat Perez's wife. Yeah, she is. She likes to do tours of their home, right?
Yeah. And they were at dinner. She showed the live game room.
Yeah.
I recommend checking that out when you're 5 up through 5. Kind of got that free time to check Instagram.
You're gonna get a call.
You see the kind of mentality I'm trying to captain here. I mean, I feel like I'm Trevor Immelman, and I just know we're going out and trying to build some confidence in the room, and it just isn't working.
We're going to get some Wi-Fi out on the golf course.
What's going to happen?
Not Tom Kim.
What's going to happen is, he'll be 6 up through 6, and you're going to get a call from Greg Norman. I hear you're crushing these guys. Can we talk?
Yeah, this could catch Norman's
He knows
eye.
how important this match is for you.
Yep.
So don't be offended when my phone is on ring.
And I hope you reciprocate that, because I'm confident you will hear a ringing phone from one of the members of this grouping. Good job, Iggy. Ask a question and then interrupt the guest as he answers so no one can hear him. That's from Wedding Tackle. Not happy.
He said Anthony Kim. And then I went a little further, and he brought up Pat Perez. Go ahead, Chris.
Sure.
I have to write that down.
He said true. Did you get that? I didn't interrupt him. He said true.
Chris, you have a question that's coming in here to our text inbox. What club will you select on a downhill 250-yard par 3? Is that the number 4 that we're talking about?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it depends where the pin's at. It could be anywhere from a hybrid to a 5-iron.
So you boys can grab your driver.
Oh, boy.
I'll do driver 3 wood.
5-iron?
Jackson's starting to get rattled now. I'm losing the entire room. How am I supposed to captain through this?
No, I mean, we have 5 shots at it. We can still get it close, but 5.
Right, but how many of the players in the pairing can carry a 250?
Well, we'll take out the disco stick, but that's, you can still prox that up.
Okay.
Well, get it within 40. We'll probably make par for sure.
There you go.
It's a few downhill. I wouldn't be too stressed about it.
Yeah.
Plays a little bit down.
Yep, there you go.
You can run it up there. You can hit something, out of the wind that runs 100 yards up there.
There you go, Iggy. See? We're starting to navigate our way around this golf course. It's going to happen.
I'm going to tee up my McGregor 3, I think, in that hole. I think I'm going to be seeing the water on that one.
It's about course management, boys.
Jackson is so confident, and I love that. I just like the challenge. I somehow have to get Iggy and the Plowhawk in a mindset where they, too, want the challenge of shocking the world. That's what we want. That's what we want.
We'd love to. Once I get on the first tee, we'll be pumped and take it from there. I'm just being realistic as far as before the match starts. I don't see how we have a shot.
Okay.
But when I get on the first tee, we start hitting some good drives, and, hey, let's go, boys.
I'm doing it for scenic views. I've never played.
You're just doing it for the panorama.
For the gram.
You never know. I'm good for a Ric Flair every now and again.
Look at
that.
that.
One off to the right, and you guys will win a hole here or there.
See? Look at that.
Here or there.
Right.
One hole.
That's a couple out of 18. That's.
How many bogeys would you say you average per 18 at your home course from the tip drill? What do you think? 1.5?
That's probably fair. Yeah, 1.5.
And how many birdies would you say you average?
5.
Michael's holding up 7.
7. Well, it's fall time, so the greens have a little fire to them, so you can't go charging everything.
I see. He's a little nervous.
Yeah, you'll be lagging. We got 5 shots to try and make it.
This is a pin-seeking group. This is the Sung J.M. of Creve Coeur.
As I give all my, in the pro-ams, all the amateurs advice, every putt is straight if you hit it hard enough.
Great advice. Iggy, you do sometimes take some firmness out of your approach on the putting green. Maybe you can just attack this time because you've got 3 or 4 people hitting behind you.
Well, when you're as good a green reader as I am,
oh boy,
you can hit putts softer because you know the break. I don't worry about having to take any break out. If I know it's a couple of balls out right, I'm going to hit it where if I miss, I'm a couple of feet by, but I know that break.
Ben Crenshaw here reading the greens.
I typically lag putt.
You're a lag putt guy?
About 10 feet. I usually try to make
That'll
sure
be
I
handy.
putt that.
Stephen Wildwood, who wants to bet $5,000 on you and has not gotten a taker yet, wants to know if they sell Salem menthols in the clubhouse at Meadowbrook, and if so, will they take a check? That is for one of the members.
Well, I assume they don't have an ATM.
If you spend up $5,000, I'm sure that we could work that out somehow.
Look at that.
And I do have to say that I don't play as well when I have to tuck in my shirt and wear a belt.
Oh, dear. Are we really going to go there? So you...
Yeah, we're playing Westboro today. Look, I have a belt on.
Whoa. That's a white belt. Sound the alarm.
I can't find my black belt.
Got a white belt over here, Negs.
I can't find my black belt anymore.
Oh, boy.
Can't wear that at Meadowbrook?
Yeah, bring the white belt out. It's going to distract Wellington and Nagel.
Well,
it's
it'll
perfect.
probably be about 50, so I'll have a long sleeve shirt on anyway. So I don't need
It's supposed to be 80 degrees.
next week.
White.
Yeah.
Okay.
White belt.
I can't find my black.
I think we finally found him. He bleeds. It was
All right.
Iggy's white belt.
I'm wearing a white belt too. It sounds
Yeah,
like
there
that
we
might be the
go.
only
Maybe
thing.
I'll go purchase one.
Yeah, we'll all
and
get
then
one.
we'll be team white belts.
I got a
I'd love to see
$50
Doug
Golf
Vaughn in the
Galaxy.
white belt.
Yeah.
Look, I try to follow the Labor Day rules, but at what point do you just say, you know what, I'm going to wear what I want to wear? I don't care if you think white is out after Labor Day. I like white. I'm going to wear white.
You're such a rebel.
You just got to own it, but a white belt's kind of different.
Say what you really mean, Chris.
I know. Mr. Licks would be a little more direct, but they're coming from the same mindset. I know that. Hey, Chris, two-part question. One, will you be using a yellow ball because there are leaves in the rough in the fall time? And two, I would like to come out and watch Wednesday, but honestly, I'm too fat to walk the course. So do you think they'd let me use a cart?
Will not use the yellow ball. You know what? We ought to get you guys a 4-caddy.
That'd be helpful.
I don't know. We made that one mad at Belle Reve. I also
Stan.
I have to ask Chris.
Thank you,
I played Belle Reve at the end of the match. I asked Stan, the caddy, if there was an ATM at Belle Reve. Is that a bad question to ask at a private country club?
No, because I'm along the lines that they should have a ATM in every men's locker room because a lot of bets don't get paid very quickly.
Thank you. I thought that as well.
There
I
you
appreciate
go.
it.
Look at that. These days, though, most people are settling via Venmo, but you do have some outliers, you know.
Well, Venmo to me is it takes all the hurt out of it.
Out of handing the cash?
Yeah, it's like paying a credit card bill or a card payment or something like that. When you hand over the physical cash, it stings a little bit.
There's something to that. So you had to hand over $40 in cash on Friday after shooting a 62.
Yeah, and it hurt. Not gonna lie, it hurt.
Oh.
Can I ask a serious question?
I might take it out on y'all.
Yeah. This is a question about the upcoming year. We were all under the impression that once all these guys went to live and the members' top 200 moved up, you were in the top 200, which meant, you know, you got a shot at the tour, but you had a spot on the Korn Ferry Tour. That's not the case. Did I hear right?
So I'm considered a Korn Ferry member starting January, and I get, from what I understand, the first 4 starts, and I could go to final stage in November down in Savannah, Georgia, and improve my position because they shuffle the guys around after every 4 starts. So I'm going to go to finals in November because if you I think it's like top 30 gets 8 starts, and then top 10 gets 12. So I'll go down and do that. But, yeah, I think I'm not going to say the rules change every day, but with guys leaving and they're trying to figure different things out. And, it's a little different times for the tour. They've never been in this position. So, I mean, I didn't really know what was my status, a couple of months ago. Got a little bit better idea right now, but I do get some starts next year on Korn Ferry, regardless what happens at final stage. So,
but had this not changed, you would have been in Las Vegas playing in the Monday event this past week, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I would have gone to Vegas, but it's a new season, so I can't play out of the cuts made category I was playing out of last year to go straight to the Mondays. I would have had to do the pre-qualifier because these 3 months I'm not good enough to skip the pre-qualifiers. So I got to go play the Monday.
What
or
a
the
crap
pre,
that is.
then Monday.
But that changed, right? That recently changed.
Yeah, because the new season started. Negs, I got a question for you. Can you play any 4 events you want, or do you have to play the first 4?
I think it's the first 4. They get I don't get a choice. So it's the 2 Bahamas, Panama, and Bogota, and so I like my chances, but I'm going to go to finals just because I'd like to have more starts. Nothing against the South America events. It's just I historically have not played well down there. Bogota is like 8,000 feet and doesn't really I don't really mesh up with that golf course. So I'm going to try to get some extra starts so that I can skip Bogota and then put my energy into other events that I think fit my game a little bit better.
Sounds like
that's the idea there.
Kind of looking past next Wednesday is how I take it.
Do you think...
One step at a time, Chris.
Yeah, you better one day at a time, buddy. You got next Wednesday to worry about before you worry about Bogota.
Do you think you'll exercise kind of the approach you had this year with now that you will have Korn Ferry status starting next year? Will you do some more Monday qualifying on the PGA Tour, or will you kind of try to focus on the Korn Ferry, you think?
I think I'll do some Mondays early, and then see what happens there. But I will definitely play Korn Ferry because now there's an extra 5 cards for the regular season, and all the persons are minimum 1 million. So there's a little bit more to play for. Not that there wasn't in the past, but there's a larger benefit on the Korn Ferry than there has been in past years. But yeah, I will definitely do the early Monday qualifiers like the West Coast and stuff.
You don't have to answer this because it's kind of money related. It's because I don't know the rules anymore. But who actually gets the $500,000 to start the year? What status do you have to be to get that?
Full status Korn Ferry guys, or returning or rookies on the PGA Tour, and I think like returning PGA players get it like at the end or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying not to look at all that. Just play good golf and all that stuff will take care of itself.
Yeah, that's a healthy mindset, and it's just not something familiar to the players here.
We like to be very negative. So.
Yeah, that's kind of how we approach it. We have no chance, and then we'll go out there and complain about something. That's really kind of our approach. So maybe you could adopt that and see how it goes for you. It's worked wonders for us.
Well, I just hope you guys are ready for next one.
Ah! God, Jackson, he's starting to lose confidence.
I'm not going to fold.
He's not going to fold. I like it. Chris, I know you have an event at 9:30. Thank you for calling in, as the event has been set next Wednesday, 2 p.m. at Meadowbrook Country Club. More details to come as we partner with Meadowbrook and Birdies for Bipolar. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. We should probably come on again. I got to play this match here, a warm-up match. Clarkson Clayton Cup, but we should probably come on again and set the stakes and, feel like there's more to it, isn't there?
Yeah, we can get them on Monday.
Iggy, would you like to bet on us? It sounds like you're.
I'm betting on Nagel.
That's a problem.
There's your opponent, Negs, right there.
The want to.
I'm sure Anthony Kim wanted a wager, for the record. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. You guys have a good day.
There is Chris Nagel with us here. He will be our opponent in 6 days, and he does sound a little concerned.
Yeah, he sounded like it. He was more concerned about where those guys he was playing with today.
If we can just get to the 15th.
Well, we'll get there eventually. We're going to keep playing.
But what happens when you get to 15? You're going to have to carry it, as he said, 260.
Well, Wellington, I meant get to the 15th and then just lose there. But at least seeing the whole...
Jackson, what do you think about that?
Jackson, do we have to have a team meeting? I mean,
I just maybe I'll show you. We could all watch Miracle together or something.
Oh, I do love
There you go.
Fire,
Rudy. Get Rudy on.
Rudy.
Right.
Sean Astin will come and speak to us in the men's card room at Meadowbrook at 1:30. It's already booked. Good morning. I am sticking with my $500 wager on Chris after listening to that. That's from the Hillside.
Yeah, well, nobody's going to take your bets. I mean, if somebody wants to bet on us, then I'll book it.
I don't think we'll see many of that.
No, there's no bets we can make because nobody's going to bet on us.
Maybe like little prop bets, like do we hit the fairway on hole number 1 off the tee?
Now, look, on Saturday at our member
Number 1
guest,
is a dog leg, right, Michael?
That's right.
And is that a driver for everybody in the pairing?
I think you guys are going to have to hit driver on every par 4.
Is that right? That's kind of where things are?
I think so.
Is there a bigger club above a driver?
No.
If so, I could use that.
I guess the putter would be the only flatter club or more lower degree club.
Guys, by 3:30 next Wednesday, you will be Stephen Ames. Thanks. That's from Flip Wilson.
No, we won't go 10-8. No, we won't go 10-8. I'll guarantee that.
I think
there you go.
I think
Now
we'll
we're
push
talking.
a hole.
There we go. Look at that confidence, Jackson.
We ain't going to
Love
go 10 and 8. I think we will push a par 3 or a par 5. I think we will surprise people by not losing every hole.
Well, the first par 3 is 245 or 250, like you guys saw. The second par 3 is they have a new tee. It's about 190. So
I'm still a
That's
driver.
a perfect 5-wood for me.
See, it's a perfect 5-wood, Michael.
And I love my 5-wood. You know that, Tim.
I'm sure you'll hit it online the right distance.
I usually do with my 5-wood. Off the tee.
I can't wait to watch.
We have some money coming in on us. I would like to bet $10. Sorry.
How much?
$1 that Tim will have the best calves out there. Thanks. That's from Sally Land.
Well, I don't have calves.
You did. You were born without the muscle.
Well, it basically goes straight ankle to hip. It's just one.
Yeah, it's one.
It's just one length and size.
At the plow run, I noticed your thighs, and I was like, man, those are.
Yeah, it's just.
Can we talk about that
sinewy.
run for a moment?
No. It is off. It is off limits because the video has not been released.
Okay. I just learned about this. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, so it was done. I think a week ago today, actually.
Yeah, we went out there and ran it a week ago. Yep.
Yeah, and the audience is wanting to know, and understandably so, and so we can't discuss it until the video is out.
I can't wait because what I learned, and I won't say anything, is truly incredible.
Yeah.
You're a freak show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I about died at the end of it. And I felt like.
Well, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Watching all 5 of you tee up your driver on a par 3 is going to be electric content. Y'all going to get rinsed. That's from Little Tommy Trivett.
I like
well,
that
Tim and
term.
Jackson aren't going to hit driver on those 240-yard, 250-yard par 3s.
They may need to.
Yeah, I am.
Really?
We got to get there.
250. I can't carry
3-wood.
Yeah,
If the pin's back on 4, it's going to be 260.
Yeah, I can't carry a 3-wood 260. Downhill.
What do you hit 3-wood?
A little bit. 250.
Really? Okay.
I mean,
I've hit it
unless it's firm.
Jackson, on that hole that you were talking about at Annbriar, number 11, and once I got there, I remember what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I hit 3-wood there, and I nearly got to the creek.
Yeah, because it's downhill. You can run it.
11?
I've seen people.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, like I had to get through the shrubs, and was very fortunate.
You're probably right to the end of the fairway, I think, with the 3-wood.
Yeah,
it's probably a hybrid.
That was a hybrid. It was misclubbed. I didn't have you there.
Taking driver there is no point.
It plays more downhill than you think on 11 and 8.
Guys, I will go with $100 each to the Megan Meyer Foundation and Birdies for Bipolar on Nagel. $500 each for Tim, Virgin, and the Embarrassments. That's the Warson Woods Wacko.
Is that our team name?
The Embarrassments.
I didn't sign off.
Tim,
on that.
Virgin, and the Embarrassments.
I don't know what that means. If we
Sounds
win,
like a cover band.
If we win, both our charities get $500. If we lose, you get $100.
Yep.
Why does Birdies for Bipolar get screwed if they win? They only get $100. You only get $500 if we win.
You'll have to take that up with the Warson Woods Wacko.
Because
maybe I misread it.
Thank you for the donation, though. But
guys, Doug should get to use an aluminum bat. Thanks, that's Steve.
Can we get Doug one of those automatic drivers where you don't have to swing and you just hit that button?
I told him about those that you can
Those
just
are
press
crazy.
a button and just hits it and goes.
Pops it out.
Guys, Iggy talks out of both sides of his craw. He says he's terrible, but when he's describing any of his rounds, every shot he makes is perfect. For instance, he should have won the longest drive, but the sign blocked him. Thanks, that's from the birthday hog.
Well, that's true.
Bad bounce.
I'm not saying I played great that day, but I hit a great drive and hit the pole.
What event did you have the longest drive on?
That was at the when we played out at Norwood for the Ascension. Where Randy Character had it, and the ball hit the top of the rough and bounced into the fairway. When it rolled into the fairway, it hit the sign where Character to put it, and it hit the little peg, ping, and bounced 2 inches back. So I'd have been about 20 yards past him, but
of course.
Bob Rotella could really help our crew also, Michael.
I think Iggy might be able to help Bob Rotella.
Yeah. I have no nerves. I don't care. I don't need somebody to get in my head.
It's very key to not care. I'm not going to lie.
Let's
That's very
talk
true.
Zen. Get into emotion.
Look at Phil Jackson over here.
There's a book called Zen Golf.
Yeah.
I should look into that.
I just read the Harvey Penick book.
The Little Red Book. Are you stupid, Iggy? $100 each for Nagel and $500 each for Tim, Virgin, and the Embarrassments. Why is that so hard for you? That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
I don't
So
understand
if
it, but
I just asked the question, if Chris's team wins, which they probably will, you guys get $100. If we win, we get $500. So you're gonna miss out.
Odds?
You're gonna miss out on $400.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, well I didn't hear the odds thing.
Well, he didn't, but I mean, we're just
deducing.
Thank you.
5
That's
to
a
1 is
perfect word,
very
Jackson.
generous.
And you're right, I am dumb. But and I'm not mad. It's just thank you for doing that. I was just we have no shot at getting the money.
Can we talk about the white belt for a moment?
What's wrong with it?
It's now on YouTube for those of you watching. There it is.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Sharp belt.
It's bold.
Well, I don't have a black belt. I can't find it.
Really?
I'm missing all kinds of
brown
stuff in my
belt?
house. I don't know if somebody's coming in my house when I'm not there.
Stealing your belt.
It's probably you're getting your comeuppance from.
I can't find my shower curtain.
Waxing that
I can't
Your
find
shower
my
curtain's been removed and your
No.
belts? What an odd
I had an
thief.
extra one. I can't find it. My KC 55 year anniversary sweatshirt I can't find.
It sounds like the first few minutes of On Golden Pond. That's actually what this sounds like.
I can't find my black belt.
It's like an
Look at the loons. Look at the loons.
Hashtag no white belts.
I'll wear no belt. How about that? I'll be a Hoosier.
I'll go $500 total if you guys win. Split upon the team. $200 is Chris Win to Megan Meyer Foundation. That's from the Ilsida.
Thanks, buddy.
There you go.
Again,
Guys,
we're not
I
writing
think he
these
is
down.
saying he will donate to both charities either way. That's from Kakeem Elijah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I said thank you. So both charities make out no matter who wins. And again, this is on your honor. We don't check these things.
Guys, honestly, every time you talk math with Iggy, you should all get service hours. Thanks. That's from Arbor Day.
I used to be good at math. Now I suck at it.
You think that's the age?
Probably. I don't even bother balancing my checkbook anymore.
6 times 5.
That's when you know you got too much money.
30.
Look at that.
There you
There
go.
it is. Kind of spiking the football there. Yeah. Send your emails in. Design Air Heating and Cooling email today is coming up here in about 10 minutes. Jackson and I have a program coming up in 25 minutes. Michael, you going to stick around for Pepper and Jeannie? I mean, we're on the tee at 12 o'clock.
If you guys want to have
We're
it, I
all
can
on the
do
tee.
that.
Everybody on the show is on the tee
But
today.
I've got 3 other opportunities to do it. Whatever you guys want to do.
I mean, whatever. Dude, you can do whatever you want.
I switched to the 12.
It's your show.
I like blacked out there for.
I haven't
don't know.
told.
I'm gonna say something. And I
It's
just
your show. It's gonna have to be your
I don't
show.
know why that sounded so bad.
I haven't told Plowsy, Greg, and Spence that I've switched to the 12-20 group.
Did you really?
No, I
Oh, I hope not.
What's going on? I don't even know who's in what group.
That's the all-woman group.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Dan Marshall playing?
No, but Anna Marie is playing. I think Maggie's playing. Barb is playing.
Maggie has
Kelly
an
is
injury.
in there.
Well, now we have a new. They just hired somebody specific for TMA sales.
Oh, really?
Dylan.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Oh, he's a good man.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Formerly with Jord Watches.
Yeah. See,
So remember that. coming
and
up.
he is super
Yo.
nice. Love
Yeah.
that guy.
And he is now playing in that group, and I think so. Yeah, we'll get a chance to see him.
He won't be wearing a white belt.
Probably not.
We met Dylan the other day, then I saw him yesterday. And I said, congratulations. So can you sell TMA? He kind of snickered. He was kidding, though.
Nice.
Well, I
story.
mean,
Tim, we did it.
He has a sense of humor, is what I'm saying. Kind of like us.
Bit. Check.
No, that was more of us.
It was a sketch.
A sketch.
Was it a sketch? I couldn't. I can't
No,
differentiate.
I remember him
between
from
the two.
Yod. I remember him from Yod. He's a good dude.
Oh, was I pronouncing that wrong?
Yeah,
Is it
it's,
Yod?
yeah, it's spelled Jord, but it's actually Yod.
Yeah. Sorry for that.
I still have a wooden watch at home.
It's a nice watch.
Sit down, Wellington.
Nobody stole anything from Iggy. When he was leaving to buy darts with a traveler's check, he winked at his neighbor, and we all know that means free reign. That's from Larry Thornton.
No, there's other things in there they could have taken.
Jackson, could you please subtract 3 downloads from the Pepper and Jeannie podcast numbers for this week? I couldn't get to the phone fast enough to change to literally anything else. That's from the 314.
Nope, sorry.
Maybe
You
just-
downloaded it. You know, you made your bed, now you got to sleep in it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's tough when you just see that one. I got to scroll down to the next one. Damn it, it's up there.
I think I may load 5 of them.
That must
up
really
today.
take a lot of time.
All right, we got a break because we have we're still in the 8 o'clock hour. See Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. We have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up. Balloon Party coming up. Dan McLaughlin with us in the 10 o'clock hour on 101 ESPN. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at tmastl.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie.
And now the Pepper and Jeannie Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepper and Jeannie.
Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie. Pepper and Jeannie.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMA STL mobile app. Whatever.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. And James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. I got one last week from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We're seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
I mean, what the hell is going on? The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
One of her other songs.
I am so glad this has been introduced to this show. I can't tell you how happy I am.
It's like Joshua's long-lost sister.
Heat.
I could sit and listen to this all day.
Here's the fun, she says.
Is it called Cinderella's Gonna Stay Out Late?
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Very nice. Plowhawk, the audience is furious because the aux is on or off.
Well, I don't know if she owns the right to the music, so I don't want to get... I think Jackson can agree I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if she...
I guarantee she owns the rights.
And if she's going to block you from Bubble, she's definitely suing our radio show.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to hear it.
152 views.
Well, it's so good. You're right. It is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. We are in our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour, and it is going to be concise because we did an hour and 45 minutes, I think, or so to start the program. Michael Wellington filling in for Doug Vaughn, who is vacationing in the Hamptons, and apparently you might be filling in on Pepper and Jeannie as well.
Only if they ask me. They seem to be not sure.
You can 100% join. We'll do it about 10:08 is usually when we do it.
Good to know.
Because you'll have to wait for Iggy to smoke and go to the bathroom and get coffee. So.
Guys, this song's epically bad. Excuse me while I jab myself in the ears. Thank you. Comes from the 636. Here's something that'll help your cause. Tullamore Dew. Celebrate all of your college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor. And your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly. That's Tullamore Dew. If you are looking for a career change, I would like to recommend Centric. Played golf with Patrick Nealon 2 or 3 weeks ago. Michael, he can roll the rock, I can tell you that. Cybersecurity is the most exciting career in technology and one of the most in demand. Centric can train you for a career in cybersecurity, and they can do it in just 4 months. Centric's hands-on program teaches you the actual job skills you need to get started. No history, no biology, just technology. That's how they do it in just 4 months, even if you have no IT experience. And you can do it online, or you can do it in person, you can do it in the evenings, or you can do it during the day. Whichever works best for you. If you're interested in a career in cybersecurity, call Patrick Nealon at Centric Training today, and he'll walk you through Centric's cutting-edge program and show you everything Centric does to help get you started in your new IT career. Call 314-450-4714 or go to centric.com/STL. That's CENTRIQ.com/STL. Cybersecurity is a problem for every business in St. Louis. You can be part of the solution. There you go. All right, we have some audio yesterday from Learn. She was watching Iggy's cooking show, Michael.
Oh,
have you had a chance to meet Learn from Casey?
I have not met her.
She is a wonderful, wonderful young lady. She is super cool. She's been on the show a few times, been on my podcast a few times, and does afternoons on KC95. Iggy is a fan. There is a picture, a cardboard cutout right behind him.
I knew Iggy was a fan.
She's the coolest chick I know.
I deduced that from listening to this program.
Yep. And here's the audio.
Oh my God! At first I thought Iggy wasn't wearing any pants. I thought he was just wearing the Jeff Burton Forever T-shirt. Doesn't that look like that's just leg? That's just bare ass leg.
There's gonna be some leftover scallops. Yeah, that's just for presentation. Doug, I'm just gonna give Doug his scallops in the.
I'm glad he has pants on. Jesus Christ.
There it is.
Now, I didn't know she was watching. But
how many people were watching yesterday? Do you have a nice audience?
I think it got up to 12.
Nice.
Big day.
That's a 300% increase.
Yeah.
A dozen.
Yeah. But when I'm cooking,
Sales team.
When I'm cooking, I'm not looking at the phone, so I don't know who comes in. And so if she came in, I didn't see her. But I saw where I got a notification, Learn mentioned you in Instagram, so I looked at it. I will give a plug to Muggsy Jeans. Because that's what I was wearing.
Wonderful sponsor of the program.
That's what I was wearing.
You were wearing Muggsy.
I wore my Muggsy shorts yesterday.
And I had on the
wearing mine right now.
The kind of flesh-colored ones. I love those. And it kind of when you turn at a certain angle, it looks like I have no pants on. That's how comfortable they are and how perfectly fit to your legs they are.
Oh, well, I'm glad you said that, because it's officially jean season.
Yes.
This is jean season? I didn't know.
Oh, it's officially jean season, Tim. So let me introduce you to Muggsy, the only jeans you'll ever want to wear again. The most damn comfortable denim ever made and designed to fit you perfectly every single time. They're the most comfortable and stylish men's jeans on the planet Earth because they're designed by dudes for dudes. They're never baggy and they're never tight. Plus, they're so soft, you feel like you're wearing sweatpants. And they're available in any color you could ever want. They got black jeans, like the lighter shade of blue jeans. They got everything down there. And for the winter time, it's going to get cold here pretty soon. They got these flannel and fleece lined jeans, like perfect for tailgating in the cold weather or just hanging out, having a fire or something. And they look absolutely incredible. So treat yourself for once and head over to Muggsy.com using code TMA for 10% off and free shipping on the most comfortable jeans we have ever worn. That's Muggsy.com and code TMA for 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns if you don't like them. Go experience life-changing comfort with Muggsy.
There you go.
Comfortable as hell. Had them on yesterday and learned didn't even know I was wearing pants.
Ken, do you normally cook with no trousers on?
No, I haven't. I mean, if somebody wants to pay me, I will.
Oh.
That's out there now.
The good thing about
the
good thing about Doug being on vacation is that Learn gets the leftovers.
Oh, so you've brought the scallops in for Learn?
I asked her. I texted her, because I don't know how to respond to the story on Instagram. It shows up on Facebook as a story, and it just says send message. I don't know how to respond. So I just texted her and said, LOL, those are my Muggsy jeans. And I said, and I have a bunch of leftovers if you want some.
Is Lauren like your soulmate?
No, she probably didn't feel
The delivery on that was outstanding.
It was.
No, she doesn't feel that way. We're friends.
We're learning a lot about the importance of delivery on this show.
Yes. So she goes, yeah, bring him in tomorrow. I'd love to have him for lunch. So Lauren's got some scallops, a nice little mushroom and shallots, white wine sauce.
What a gesture.
I had shallots on my pork chop last night.
Love me some pork chops.
Dip with applesauce?
I don't know if they were.
Got to have applesauce with pork chops. Or maybe stuffing.
No, it was a sweet potato mash underneath.
Do people eat stuffing outside of Thanksgiving?
I just bought some stuffing at Schnucks yesterday. I love stuffing.
I like it too, but I feel like it's like a once-a-year thing.
We do. We like sides at the house, so we always try to have some sort of sides.
I will say the scallops were tremendous. The sauce especially. So Lauren's in for a treat. And thank you for being one of the 12 that watched.
There you go. Man, I love Welly. He has to come back and do another show. That's from Arbor Day. You're getting a lot of approval in the
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. That's just one of the texters' names. It is a wonderful holiday, though. I know you've always been passionate about it.
When is it?
That's
November?
what makes it so fun.
Well, Welly's back the next 3 or 4 days, right?
Yeah, he's in tomorrow. He's in Monday and Tuesday. You know what? We have a couple of, I don't know what you would call them, floating holidays for the show because of the deal with when we do 6 shows in a week. That's the deal that we get a floating. And I should have used the floating holiday tomorrow, just because we're having an event today with everybody. It's boozed up.
Is it too late to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would have
because
to.
I'd have to also get my show on 101 tended to, and then it's mainly for the advertising.
I would have to re-automate.
Yeah,
the entire
so I mean,
day
yeah, but I mean, I just with some foresight, because I knew we were doing this event today with everybody. Michael, you'll be there. Iggy, Plowhawk, Jackson, myself, like I don't even know, 15 members of the sales staff, and I would feel more liberated to get intoxicated if I knew I didn't have to get up at 5 in the morning. That's what keeps me in check, Michael. That, and now having an 8-month-old and a 5-year-old who has a certain zest for life that keeps him active.
My good luck charm.
He is your good luck charm. When Michael shot his 60, Jameson was in the pairing, surprisingly enough.
That is cool. I think using it on Wednesday wouldn't be terrible, because we could do like a hole-by-hole drive-through before the event to kind of see where we're going to stumble.
We need a practice round?
Oh, a little
video content.
But again, want us out there an extra day.
You're in for a treat. This golf course is spectacular.
Cannot wait.
Really is good.
It is.
Top 4 or 5 in my mind in this city.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the state. Probably the state.
Yeah. I don't think that's a question.
It's fantastic. It really is. Great membership, too. Great people.
Today's going to be fabulous. It's going to be a nice day outside.
I'm going to get there early and putt today.
It's not open, I don't think.
Tim, you want to meet me there early and putt?
Well, maybe we'll go out to the 18th if nobody's out there.
I've heard, yeah.
And get some work in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Amazing show, Tim, with no Doug. I almost didn't want to watch the YouTubes this morning, but holy moly, cockatoli, am I glad I did. I like the cut of this Wellington guy's jib. He teased us all morning, oh so close to being able to see his pant area as he moved about. I haven't felt this horny in years. It was my freshman year at the community college university. They have those? Back when I thought I was into girls. I went to my girlfriend Sandy's house for a Hunter watch party. Is that the show with Fred Dreyer?
It
he
is.
on it?
Yeah.
And then it happened. All the guys thought that Dee Dee McCall was hot, but that big head of hair didn't absolutely nothing for me. And when Hunter took off his shirt, my Puma shorts started to expand.
Oh, boy.
So I went into the kitchen to cool off, and all of a sudden, here comes Sandy's dad, and I just knew we were busted for underage drinking. And then he laid down the hammer, but not the hammer I expected. So he turned off the lights. He was like, "Did you see the size of Fred Dreyer's hog in those blue jeans?" And that's the story of why my old girlfriend Sandy broke up with me, because 20 of our friends caught me banging her dad on their breakfast bar during a commercial break of Hunter.
Wow, what a story.
It's from Harry, and I think it'd be pronounced Sakes. Harry Sakes is the name. This is a two-parter for Wellington. Number one, I'm long off the tee, but can't seem to get under a 6 handicap. I think I'm losing strokes on my approach shots. Do you have any tips for me? And second, my great aunt Stanley won't never keep his underpants on at Thanksgiving. How can I sassify him without my family finding out? That's from DraftKings Cal. Michael, any tips for ball striking? A player who's really hitting the ball well off the tee, but maybe losing some strokes when he's approaching and having a chance to score.
Yes, get down to the Family Golf Center and get with Rob Sidorsik. He is the best in the business when it comes to short game and irons. I worked with him for many years. He is the best in the business.
Wow, that's a nice tip. And anything on his Aunt Stanley?
Nothing there.
Michael, first off, I'm sorry I had you blocked and removed from Bumble. Please forgive me. I've had a change of heart. I want to now see your girthy hog. I want to peep them pubes. Nothing gets me hornier than a guy willing to give back to his community. For instance, when you donated your time to that cute little upstart radio program that's not quite ready for real HD radio, I just knew you were a fellow with a big heart. You talked so kindly to that nervous old man with dementia today. You know, the heavy breather wearing the baggy corner zip without an undershirt. Zipped nearly all the way to his chin. That shows just how kind you really are. Also, will you appear in my next music video? The song is called 40 Yards to the Pin. Here's a preview. 40 yards to the green, 40 yards to the pin. Doesn't matter where you put me, I'll still hit 9 out of 10. People say I'm nervous, claim that I can't play. As long as no one holds an umbrella behind the flag, I'll show them any time of day. That's from aspiring musician Cassie Moore. Hey guys, I can't wait to watch the heated matchup between Nagel and the TMA boys because there has been so much optimism from the underdog. Stop it! The more I hear that geriatric Mugatu from Zoolander trash your chances to win this thing, the less I want to watch. Get Stephen Wildwood in here to yell at this sorry bunch. Jackson, Wellington clearly gets it. Get on the team or get off burlap. And stop trying to move the goalposts like every other bet and challenge you enter. Tim brings the game, Jackson brings the optimism, Plowsy brings the good vibes, and Doug brings the sex appeal. For the record, I actually have my money on the underdog. Let's go. That's from Dogtown Ty. Look at that, Iggy. You inspired?
Yeah, who's he betting? I'll bet you.
He's betting on us.
Yeah, well, like I said.
So you're going to bet on Nagel even though you're on our team.
This is why I have a problem.
Jackson, would you like to DFA him?
If he's going to bet on the other team, yeah. Get lost.
Well, I'll try, but...
And finally, Sup Slickers and Slicks. Morning, good. Breakfast, bacon, tribbing, deep digging. Mark in Utah, bleach drinking. No Doug, no Chubb. Welly, he's swelly. Iggy, Nude Vista. Plowsy, graphics or Jay. Timmy, a lord. Me, mostly horny. Slide it, guide it, and hide it. Get it, got it. Flock it, Flocky the Smurf. P.S. Iggy, today's safe words are Jamaica Mystica.
Yeah, that's a Jimmy Buffett song.
Nice. Did I mispronounce it?
No, you said Jamaica Mistake.
Oh, okay. Oh, he spelled it Mystica. Huh.
Can't confirm.
Mistake.
All right, well, there you go. There it is. Michael, you get a vote. Did anybody stand out, or were you even paying attention?
Who was the second to last? Dogtown Ty?
That's Dogtown Ty.
Okay, now he or she deserves credit, but of course I have to go with Cassie Moore.
Cassie Moore, who blocked you from Bumble.
Kevin Miller was about to go 3 for 3 for the month.
No, JV Golf Coach.
JV Golf Coach.
But, I mean, Cassie Moore was a tremendous email.
Cassie Moore is JV Golf Coach, and that's a win for the JV Golf Coach / Cassie Moore. And now we have a tie at the top of the standings, 2-2 for the month of October. Jackson and I have to head down the hallway, Michael. We're going to do a different kind of show. It's called Balloon Party, and it's on 101 ESPN, different audience. You're going to stay around and do Pepper and Genie?
I think so.
Yeah, we got time. We got time to kill. We don't have to talk until 12, and I'm not going home before, so.
Oh, so you guys could do like an extended version.
Well, I still have
do an hour long. So
I've got one errand to run before we play, but I'm happy to contribute.
I got a couple phone calls.
And if I could, Jackson, I talked to Jess yesterday. The prize for last month, and Kevin Miller is coming to pick it up. I will grab that from her. It was a $25 gift card to Peel Pizza.
Awesome. Nice.
And
great wings.
Yeah, and the winner this month is going to get 4 tickets to Jingle Fest.
Oh, very
presented
cool.
by the Arch, or presented by WIL with a lot of country acts. So 4 tickets to that. That's this month's prize.
Very nice.
Good work, Iggs.
Look at you.
Took me a
there he
while.
goes. Where are all the haters now? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
After Drink goes down to the swamp?
Yeah,
Where are all the Drink haters now? Where are all the Iggy haters now?
Went and did extra work yesterday. Talked to Jesse for 5 minutes.
Make sure your apologies is Lazar disrespect.
Nice, Jackson. It's time for us, speaking of which, we're about to be disrespected for the next 60 minutes. Dan McLaughlin will join us at 10:45. It's called Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. Michael Wellington joining Pepper and Jeannie. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plowhawk for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Michael Wellington, in for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios, closing out our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour.
KPNT FM HD2, Collins.